I think I'm live. Yes, I think so. Buddy Carafano here at 10. Mexican Spec here at 10. How's everybody doing? Dean Stevenson snuck in a minute early. Mike N. Who else is here? Colby Queso. They're all talking about his cheese. Yeah, Mike N. Yeah, I got that thing. I got it clean, but it's got all kinds of scratch marks in it now. I didn't make it look. I wanted to make it look good, but at least whatever that crud is out of there. I asked Kim what it was. She says something from a pizza melted went down in there. So I don't know what that was. Patrick Sullivan. Stamp. Patrick Sullivan. Okay. Good evening. At 10. Mike N's here at 10. And Kim always gives away points at 10, but she's not here. She is. I just talked to her. She's on her way here. It's her it's her usual Thursday night. She finishes something that usually is just before 10, and then yeah, she has a hard time making it here right at 10, but that's the way it goes. Uh, yeah, all cheese is queso. That's right. South of the border. Oh man, Tom Anderson, Patrick Sullivan, timestamp buff. Yeah, that's right. Uh, bunch of 10 o'clocks. So I don't know. Kim always gives what 2 points or something. So then Mexican Spec's going to say I have to give 4 points to each of those people that are here at 10. So I don't know, or whatever time it is there. The on the hour, all the zeros. Dougster Wolverine Garage. Good evening. We have no fear because you're here. Uh, oh, and Hippie Long says he's doing a Mexican show. Wow. Mark Sauvé, how you doing? Uh, Johnny C. Man, I forgot to push a button here that I need to push. There. Okay. Uh, Again, I'm referring to stuff you dip your chips in at Mexican restaurant. Man, isn't that stuff good? You know, they give you the salsa, but when you get the cheese, man, I like that cheese. I like that cheese. Yeah, 3 p.m. on Friday in Moo Zedland, Moo. Man, I was looking through a bunch of old pictures. I was in a hurry to put a thumbnail up tonight, and I was just looking for something, and I ran across two pictures. Kim was standing. I go, hey, look at this. You know what this is? She goes, I don't know. It's some old town. I said, it's some old town in New Zealand. I think that's Dean Stevenson's car when he was a kid. And then the next picture was Dean Stevenson overlooking a highway. Hippie Long, sorry, I can't text. Doing spot call. Okay. Oh, and Mexican Spec. I'm wondering how did it go with that Volkswagen thing that you don't want to drive to the border? You're going to trailer it up there. Just wondering if you got it. How is it? It's an interesting looking vehicle. Oh, and just for interest, what I'm drinking, my drink tonight. Oh, where is it? Here. It is this stuff. It is Sunkissed Strawberry Singles. Stuff's okay. Flavors the water a little. Dean Stevenson Dugginator. I could poke my eye out with Mexican Spectre. What I have? Wow, Mike N. Wow, Kim's not here to dance, but you're getting the lights. I just got to get over here and turn them on. Uh, so the lights are on. Thank you, sir. Pretty cool. We already got super chats. Let's see, Dougster. I got my Craftsman 103 bands all tuned up and it cuts beautiful. Late 40s unit. Oh man, those are the best ones. It seems like the stuff from the late 40s is always the good stuff, and maybe early 50s. But I've got a drill press over here that's from probably about that era, and somebody hacked a new big motor on it, and they did a pretty good job. But it's got a separate switch now. But it's uh, it's pretty cool because the bearings are nice and solid, and it's just really nice. It's here. I had to drive it to the mechanic's house. It's not a pleasure to drive, really. It looks like it'd be like driving an old bus, except it's kind of boxy looking. So I don't know, man. Well, somebody bought it, right? Doug got the band back together. Again, I'm good without the dance. I'll take the lights. Yep, lights are going to stay on. Maybe I'll just wait till Kim gets here. Now I'll run my. That's on a battery. I don't really want to run the battery down, but I mean they're LEDs. Those don't take a lot of battery, I guess. But we appreciate the super chat, Mike. We really do. Thanks a hippie. I was on a mission from God. Well, and what's going on here besides me cleaning my drip pan, which I just took the Dremel, cleaned it all up. It is kind of scratchy. So then I washed it. I took it to the house and I washed it real well. So it'll have some little scratches in it and it'll go back in. Well, I also took Scotch-Brite and tried to get rid of the scratches. I'm getting real carried away with the drip pan. And what Kim says we should put some aluminum foil in it next time to save it from that, if I care that much about it. So, Josh Holman's here. Good evening. So Kim's been working on her machine. You can see over there, right there, is the front of the skid steer, and it has been a greasy, oily mess. She got it all together when we started up and immediately blew a hose off, which was a return line. Shouldn't have had much pressure in it, but it popped right off, and she'd already turned around and was walking away. And I'm like, Kim, stop. And she turned around, she turned it off, and it was about a gallon of, not quite a gallon, almost a gallon of hydraulic fluid on the ground. So, Jack Crick, hello from Maryland. Wow, you're in Maryland. I used to live in Maryland. I worked in Maryland for, I don't know, off and on a couple of times, 2016 and 17, and then I guess 20, 21, and 22 I was there. So I was down, you know where Pax River is, the Naval Air Station? I was right in that vicinity, but not on the base. Mexican Spec says, are both our cars ready to go to No Name Nationals? Yeah, sort of. I could take them. I'm going to turn this off before I burn out the battery. But thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I could take it the way it is. I do want to put the CB radios in them. Kim wanted to do something else to her car. I'm trying to remember what it was. Mine's good to go. I could get in it right now. And across the Francis Scott Key Bridge. No, I haven't. You know, I was right there by southern Maryland, if you know where Patuxent River, everybody calls it Pax River, Naval Air Station. I lived across the street from the entrance to that and down a couple of blocks. And then I worked for a defense contractor there. So I don't know, it's an okay place to live. It's not as cold as like other places in the Northeast. It's not bad in that way. But the taxes, man, I was an out-of-state worker, so it's like double tax. They put the screws to you. But yeah, I made good money there, so paid my taxes. I'm trying to, let's see here, Mike N. I got a wire mesh pan toaster tray that my wife will waste hours trying to clean. It's kind of an obsessive thing. That's what Kim said about me. I get my socks. I get white socks, always cotton white socks. When I take them out of the bag, they come in, I don't know, like 5 or 6 pairs. I take them out and I open them up and I put a letter like B and B. And those two always have to be together, and the B's always go to the inside, but they're like that forever. And when I wash my clothes, I got to match all the socks back up. And I do it because, I don't know, they got to match up. She says I'm obsessive, compulsive, and OCD, all this stuff, you know, and I'm like, oh man, the socks have to be together. I don't know. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what Kim wants to do to her car. There was something else she wanted to do. I can't remember what it was. It was nothing that the car couldn't be driven the way it is. It's just something that would make it a little nicer, I think. Oh, she doesn't have a heater hooked up to it. which means there's no defroster hooked up to it. So I guess she was thinking about turning that back up. Mark Sauvé. So return line with pressure. Remember my suggestion, Mark labeled the lines where to go. You know what it is? She said there was something that was supposed to relieve the pressure that wasn't there. And she, on the way to her meeting tonight, she bought a bunch of fittings and stuff. I talked to her a few minutes ago. She said she got all the stuff. She's ready to, she has everything to put it together. Also, one of the pumps is seeping a little bit around what I would call the head. I don't know what you call it on a pump. So she ordered a gasket for that, and it'll be here next week. But she says she'll have it to the point where she can drive it out of here. I want to pull my car in. There's a few things I want to do. Mostly, I want to get a dedicated hot wire that's fused, or probably have a breaker on it, back to the console area, what I would call the console area, where I'll put the CB radio and anything else I want, my chargers and all that stuff. So, but I could drive it the way it is. If I wanted to, I could just drive it the way it is. I've been driving around as a daily driver. It's just fine. The only thing that's happened to it is the double belts around the air conditioner, they started, squealing. And we tightened them up again, and they're fine. So I think they just probably stretched a little bit. Let's see here. I'm scrolling back. Mexican spec. Have you verified there are no leaks in either car? I have a small leak, but it's not bad enough I'm worried about it. Power steering seeps a little bit. It makes it doesn't drip. It makes kind of a wet spot around where the seal is. So, I don't know. If I can change that before, maybe I will. I don't know. Jack Crick, I love New England. I have family there. Massachusetts and Maine are awesome. I got friends in Massachusetts, and I like going up there, but I don't like winter. Man, I don't like winter at all. Of course, I lived in Arizona for so long that I was in southwestern Arizona, Yuma. 120-degree days are normal. Yeah, I just love it. I'm just fine with it. Johnny C., there are right and left hand socks. Yes, there are. The letters have to face inwards, and when you put them together, then you fold them up after you wash them, they have to be that way. 38 Racing, how you doing? Let's see. Doug, so I prefer colder weather to warmer weather. If you're cold, you can always go inside and warm up. Oh, this is scrolling by too fast. I can't get it. You can always go inside and warm up. Usually when it's hot, it's just hot. Yeah, I don't know. Cold can kill you. Hot, I don't know. You just got to drink enough water and wear a hat and put some sunblock on, or long sleeve shirts that are real loose, like a long sleeve t-shirt. I don't know. I'm just fine with that. Jack Crick, I'm a hobbit, never wear socks. 38 says, I found a bit of time to get on a live. Well, good. Thanks for being here. I'm trying to, this is going pretty fast here. My mom used to sew my initials in my black socks when I was 15 to 17. How embarrassing. Yeah, but each pair has to be together. Like, you can't put one with a G on it with one with a B on it. That's mismatch, You got to find the other one with a G on it and then fold those up together. And I ran out of letters years ago, so there's some with double letters, and I've got Cyrillic letters, and I got numbers and letters, but they got to match. They got to match. He's a beggar to stop. Who looked at your stock? That's right. Why was somebody looking at the initials on your stock, on your socks? Olive's here. Hey, how you doing? Doug said that's crazy. Yeah, telling everybody my weird habits. It's like that's what got me started with that tray with that stain in there. I had to get that out of there. That wasn't gonna cut it. But now like that brush is pretty sharp and it's kind of scratched it up. It's real soft aluminum. I'll have to just cover it with aluminum foil, and if something dumps on it again, I'll just change the foil. See, what is this? Hot will kill you too. Well, I mean, if you gotta have water. I mean, I used to drink water just all day, all day, all day, all day. Drink water. Just keep a hat on and good. And we had shade structures out there. I'm working on our hangars were air conditioned, but a lot of times I was out on the flight line. We had shade structures, and the test officers once in a while go, hey, point at me, get under that shade structure, because typically I was out doing something in an airplane. So they'd tell me to do that, but I'd be putting a lot of water away all day, and then I'd take the water, I put some on my hat, soak the hat a little bit, put it on, and pour a little water down the back of my t-shirt. It'd take about 5, 6, 7 minutes, and it'd be dry again. I just do that. That evaporation will cool you off a lot. Well, Mexican spec socks don't even need to be the same color, let alone a match set. I couldn't do that. You write your name in your underwear in case you lose it. Dougster worked construction with a Mexican guy named uh, Guillermo, who had a huge sombrero he wore when it's hot. Looked funny, but shade everywhere. Yeah, we had guys out there wear sombreros, but I couldn't wear them. I always had a headset on with for communication. You just can't wear that with a sombrero on. All says, "Hi Buff, I pasta overloaded, so I may nap soon." Okay. People here have all kinds of tricks. AC is a fairly new thing. Yeah, we had AC. We actually had hangars that had AC on, but they'd been spec'd by somebody back east that didn't understand. 120-degree day. 120 was an average day. I saw days that 122 was normal, and 115 was cooler day. 115 to 127 is kind of how it was out there. And air conditioners wouldn't make it through a season before they quit because they never shut off. You could keep it maybe 85 or something in the hangar, which felt good, of course, when you're in there. Mixing spec says, to fix the sock problem, I have longer pants. I have longer pants. I had boots. I don't care. I know they're wrong. They're wrong. They can't be that way. But I would go commando if that were the case. What is this, my Ken? What'd Buddy say? What'd Buddy say? I gotta back up. What'd Buddy say? Put a car phone. I'm like, did she write name in your underwear? Okay, lost. Oh, Johnny C. I try to always have the steering wheel perfectly straight when parked. I think we all have funny things we do. Oh, when I'm going down the road, that steering wheel's got to be straight, man. Otherwise, I got to get in and change the tie rod sleeves. Little on this side, little on this side. EF repair. All my socks match in a pile, but I'm an above the knee amputee. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. Jack Crick, have you been to Daytona? Have I been to Daytona? Back in my flying days, I flew over Daytona numerous times, but never been there. Oh, Kim fixes things. She must be at the house. She says he numbers them socks. We were just talking about that. You missed that part of the conversation. That's what started all this. The numbers and letters on the socks, and she gives me a hard time. And then if I get a hole in a sock, no, I got a sock that doesn't match. I got a good sock that doesn't match any other sock. So I got to wait for a left-hand sock and a right-hand sock to be bad so I can throw two of them away or use them for rags. Then I got to change the letters on the ones that are good that I can put together, and that's a little, I don't know. I've done it. Kim gives me a hard time. Kim, where are you? I bet she's in the house. She said she was going to stop in the house on the way up here, so that's probably where she is. I was impervious to logic. A secret, undisclosed location. Well, I know she was driving the Jeep, so she didn't have a keyboard in the Jeep unless she's poking at her phone while she's driving, and she doesn't usually do that. I never seen her do that. Yeah, points are doubled right now. Kim, we already got super chat. Okay, Mark Sauvé, when I was drag racing in the heat, I would soak a golf towel in the cooler, wring it out a little, and wear it around my neck. What difference that would make? I knew a lot of guys that would have a towel or something that was soaking wet and they'd put it around, but that dries out pretty quickly. Out there, it was like about 10% humidity most of the time. So, it evaporates quickly. Oh, one time I put ice in my hat and I because we had an ice machine, so I put a handful of ice in my hat, put that on there. Oh man, within 5 minutes I had a splitting headache. I could that was too much. I could never do that again. But soak the I just pour water into my hat, in a ball cap, and it would be soaking wet and put it on my head, and it took 5-6 minutes for it to be dry. But that worked really well. Again, my mom is a little crazy. All my 38 racing, all my socks matched. Easy to make pairs that way. Okay, you see, I could leave mine like that, but yeah, and then I wouldn't know which ones go which ones. So, and when I pull them out of the dryer, if I got an odd number of socks, man, I got to know which one has missing its partner, and I got to find it. 10 points, you can guess what number of socks Buff's wearing today. And I don't know. I'm going to have to look. I looked at them when I put them on. Yeah, some of them are lettered, some of them are numbered, some of them have both. Some of them I even ran. I'm making a quick sandwich. Oh, it'll be there soon. That's Kim. Okay, I got to look. I got to look at my sock. There's a V on it. They both have V's on it. V, like for Victor. Victory. Yeah. Dizzy Izzy's here. Good evening. Now you know I mean it. I looked down there and have to see. And I thought it might be one with a weird Russian letter or something on it, because years ago I ran out. Oh man. Mark, so I've done the ice in the hat thing as well, but I had to put that golf towel over my head first. It was great. Yeah, the ice in the hat that did not work for me. You have V for very weird. Now that would be VW. I don't have any that say VW. I got to do that. Next socks I buy, I'm going to do one that says VW on it. Roman numeral 5. Yeah, it's a Roman numeral 5. Johnny C, that was a beautiful Plymouth. In your video, you appeared in the feed today, and I watched. Ooh, what was this? What was this? The Plymouth. Who has a Plymouth? It's a Kim. I'll take a salami and ham on rye, please, and a large dill pickle and ginger ale to drink. Man, we're out of ginger ale. I do buy it sometimes. I buy the diet variety that doesn't have any sugar in it. And dill pickles, man, we run out of dill pickles here. That's a crisis. That means you got to get in the car right then and go to the store. Cannot run out of dill pickles. Yeah, V is 5 in Roman numerals. Yeah, we always have dill pickles, and Kim likes them and I like them. Yeah, Mike N. Cyrillic characters. Yep. See, years ago when I started learning Russian, which was, man, when was that? 1978 maybe. The first night in class, she gave us the Russian alphabet. Said learn it. I learned it first night. And what's nice about Russian is there's very few words that go by any strange rules. Like in English, there's letters and combinations of letters that don't make the same sound, and one word will sound like one thing, another word. But there's very little of that in Russian, so it's pretty easy to sound out words. Izzy says, I did asphalt work for 30 years, 95 degrees, ain't bad. When mix is 375 and you're standing in the middle shoveling your butt off. Where were you where it was 95 degrees? No, but people are going to ask you what letter sock you have on that. Oh, there's your challenge. They have. I had to look. V, like the Norman Rummel. Norman. I'll get it out yet.
Do you schedule alphabetically for your socks?
Oh, I never thought of doing that.
Maybe you should.
Oh, I never thought of doing that.
He's not good at planning that far ahead, though.
Buddy Carfano, I put Z7 on my socks. Mark Survey, then the next pair
Hey,
of
everybody.
socks after that will be Mexican Spec out though. VW. Yeah, I gotta try VW. I cannot eat rye bread, and not because it has gluten. I always hated it. Man, I like rye bread. what's the sandwich that always has white rye bread that's so good? A Reuben. Oh man, that's something I like back east. There were places back east that make a Reuben that was good. Dizzy Izzy says, oh, wait, is it Dizzy Izzy? A 54 Plymouth Sport Fury convertible I might buy. Really? 54? Oh, 64. Yeah, that makes more sense. 64 is pretty nice.
Oh.
That's a B-body.
That's tempting, Dizzy Izzy.
That's when the B-bodies were the full size. It's the last year for the B-body being the full size. That's pretty cool. My favorite B-bodies were 62, 3, and 4, especially 63s, but all three of them, I like those. And what I really like, I don't know, 64 or not, but the windshield kind of had a point in the middle of it. Mexican Spec will know what I'm talking about because he has a couple of 63s.
Get some rest, Olive. Thanks for stopping in.
You're in St. Louis. What do you mean? St. Louis? St. Louis? I don't know. Every Sunday.
Mark, Patrick, Mexican Spec. Thanks everybody for the greetings.
St. Louis, I guessed it.
Glad to be back. I had some shopping to do. I went to the local, what's this place called? Lowe's Home Improvement Store for some plumbing parts. I got you things. I bought you gifts.
Oh.
We'll do show and tell.
Non-metric hose clamps, maybe. Let's see here. Isn't the 65 Satellite a B-body? Yes, it is. It was the same car as the 65 full-size cars. It was the same body. They didn't really look the same.
Oh, Dizzy Izzy posted a video about the car.
Oh, okay. So that's what they're talking about, and I'll have to go look at it. DF Repair. I was going to say you can only have 26 pairs of socks. Now, because you can double letters and you can put numbers in. And then I use Cyrillic letters, and by then they're worn out, and you reuse the letters. You're allowed to reuse letters. Oh, hey, you put that up there. I am going to. You know what I'll do? No, I won't click on it here because then it'll come up on my monitor. I'll do that when we get home.
Guys, click on that and open it in another window, and you can watch it after the stream.
Johnny C., I once owned a beautiful 65 Belvedere 4-door with factory AC. I wish I had the sense to have kept it. Man, when I was, I don't know, like 14 years old, I had a girlfriend. Her father had a 65 Belvedere 4-door. It was light blue. I rode in that thing many times. He had a 56 Plymouth and a 65 Belvedere. And this was in probably 1968 or so. So he'd drive the 56 Plymouth to work, but then the 65 is really the family car.
Wait a minute. Dougster says, imagine having 365 pairs of socks. That way you would only have to wash socks once a year. Brilliant. No! Don't teach him that, because what we'll have is we'll have a giant pile of dirty socks in the laundry room, and then he'll be doing the same thing with shirts. How many shirts of these shirts do you think you have?
I have a lot of them.
50.
Maybe. I don't
think
so.
That's a lot.
Good thing
I've got all kinds of clothes too. I got no business.
Good thing I bought them while I had.
Women always have more clothes though, because women are expected to always be fashionable, and then different occasions require different clothing. It's a lot of work.
Mark, so we used to have Lowe's here. I guess they pulled out of Canada because now all the Lowe's have become. Is it Rona's or Rona's or RONA? Rona's. I knew a woman when I lived she worked with us in Arizona, and she spelled her name like that, and everybody thought it was Rona, but it was Rana. That's why I asked. What is this?
Make sure you show the chat.
Oh, more of them.
It's not more of them. It's different.
Different size of these things. Worm clamp. Thing I call worm clamps.
They're stainless steel. When you buy them in a pack of 10, a pack of 10 of the smaller ones is I think $14 plus tax. So that makes them like $1.50 a piece. and those ones are more like $1.80 a piece. But they're stainless. They're supposed to be stainless steel, so they shouldn't rust.
Fixes, fixes. You can double letters and have more combination. That's right. I said I'd do that. Johnny C6. Oh, we got some more of this. We got some kind of
It's
snake-like stuff that's like semi-pressure.
remember you were asking? I think that little label says. What's the trade?
I don't know. I can't do both. Buff is now a shareholder of Duluth Trading. Yeah, well, I used to always buy Duluth Trading my shoes. They're like almost boots, kind of shoes, boots. And they'd wear out and I'd just order another pair. Well, I did that in the summer of 22 and I got a pair and they were rock hard and I'm like, these look a little different. And I put them on and they hurt. I thought, well, they'll just wear in. Well, 4 days later, I was in the hospital with a big old infection in my foot because my nail had dug into part of my toe, and I have never been able to wear those again. And they went from a very good shoe to a cheap Chinese rock hard. So I just don't buy them, and I don't know where I'm going to find good shoes again. Last time I bought shoes, some Chinese crap. I don't know. Have to see. Dizzy, is he going down to Paris, Tennessee tomorrow to sign contract to sell my property? That's going to buy a car.
Congratulations on the sale.
So you sold the property. Yeah, I think I looked at that. Somebody, maybe it was you put a link to where it was or something, and I looked at it, so I know just about where that is. Well, learn the lessons from license plates. You can have as many combinations as you want. Well, how did California end up putting two of the same license numbers on my 64 Ford and on Pontiac Firebird up in Napa, California? Same number on both of them. Then they didn't know what to do. But Carpano, grandfather said, I gets one. Oh, it's one suit, get married in it, then buried in it. This is jade metallic, two-tone interior. Mexican spec. What you doing? That's a valve.
Oh.
For some odd reason, Duluth Trading is actually based in Wisconsin. Is it? I don't know where it is. Yeah, now they got. When everybody else is getting rid of their brick and mortar stores, Duluth started putting up brick and mortar stores. I didn't understand that because they were only mail order and then only internet order. So I don't know what the story is there.
I saw an opportunity.
Disease says factory color and interior.
Nice.
Mark surveyed. My window just crashed.
Stupid.
Had to refresh. Oh, that kind of window. Because I had a window crash, but it was in my car. And we had to buy another window. We had to buy a car to get a window.
I would never have thought that it was going to be so difficult.
Well, we did find one new old stock window, but it was $695 plus shipping. And we bought the whole car for $1,000. So with the window and the shipping, we would have spent almost $1,000. You know.
Oh my God! Remember how terrible it felt the day that the window got busted? We were like, oh no, because it was so much work to put that window. As soon as it broke,
that glass barely hit the ground, and I'm thinking, where am I going to get another one of these? Mm-hmm. Mark Sauvé says a ball valve looks like a 3/4 inch ball valve.
It is. It's a 3/4 ball valve. And does anybody want to guess what that burl fitting is intended for? Because I'm using it for something other than its intended purpose. Anybody know? Look, it's even got a little. That's a giveaway. See that little emblem on it?
What is that? Oh. Does he use a funnel and a 6-pack, Kim? funnel and a 6.
I'm trying to get this stupid thing go on there.
Dougster says chug,
Look
chug,
how
chug.
close. Just won't quite go over there. You think I should warm it up, maybe?
I don't know, but if you warm it, just warm it with a heat gun a little bit. Don't get it real hot because
No.
you'll fracture the.
You'll mess it up.
That's exactly right.
I think I'm gonna have to heat it. Did you read the temperature on that? Because you were
No.
asking about the pressure and temperature on that. It says.
Patrick Sullivan says it's garden hose. Now this has got some kind of weave in it. This has got a.
Better than garden hose.
Hecho en China.
What's up with China? That's burnt. I was feeling so let down the other night. What was it, Saturday night when we couldn't get this working? We had to give up. Man, I was disappointed.
It says reinforced vinyl tubing, 200 psi at 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
And it's supposed. I need it to run probably hotter than that. I'll bet you it runs at.
Shark bite. PEX. No, it's not PEX. It's not shark bite.
This is a PEX.
Oh, it is?
But there's more than one type of PEX. So anybody know which type of PEX it is? It is shark bite, and it is PEX. Mark.
Oh, is.
And yeah, Mark's saying
38
PEX.
taken off? Oh, he is. Okay.
So Mark, anybody know which type of valve is PEX? Oh, I got it on there.
Dougster says super duper PEX. Duper.
I'm just gonna tell you, it's PEX A. Does it say PEX A? Yeah, see.
PEX A. Because he says balls and nipples.
PEX A.
Yeah.
Does anybody know? Does anybody know what the difference between PEX A and PEX B is?
You can't put them together just like my socks?
You do not interchange PEX A and PEX B. I think there's a special fitting that you can use to adapt from PEX A to PEX B. Basically, it terminates the PEX A and then terminates the PEX B.
Sure, people on here knew more than I did about it. Plumber talk. Izzy. Yeah, plumber talk.
It's plumber talk. Right now, that's what I'm doing is plumbing on this machine. I got to add plumbing because the plumbing was wrong. It wasn't. It had a pressure bypass before the oil filter, and then it just doesn't push enough fluid to keep the machine running. I don't know why it was like that.
They just want to talk amongst themselves.
Mexicans, bet.
Might as well. They're
just talking about the disease car. Oh, well.
What engine's in the Sport Fury? Oh, does it have an engine?
Refresh is not working. I'm sorry, Patrick Sullivan.
What is wrong? People having problems with this? What size case skid steer is that? It is a 1816?
It's an 1816B, and it is, currently it has a Honda 24 horsepower engine. I think it was originally a 16 horsepower or an 18 horsepower, something like
diesel. No longer a diesel. Mike, and anybody else got any embarrassing mom stories?
I think we're just going to...
Oh, my mother embarrassed us all the time.
Yeah, I think we're just going to leave you stuck in that horrible thing all by yourself. Embarrassing. My mom doesn't love me anymore. How's that? Does that feel better? No. She's just embarrassed by me. Doesn't like to talk to me. Shuns me.
She talks to you some now.
She does. It's tough. She doesn't understand.
She's hanging out with this old man.
The fame is overwhelming for her.
440 and a 727 in a 65 Sport Fury.
Really?
Or 64 Sport Fury. Which was it? I forget. I think it was 64 is what he said. I don't remember what he said. Intertubes must be full. It's easy. There were 3,864 made.
Nobody wanted to get. Everybody left for one thing.
What happened?
I don't know. I think maybe
The place just cleared out.
I think maybe the internet disrupted. Seems like maybe we're having network issues.
Maybe that's why they're saying we might just talk with each other. Oh yeah, they're dropping off like flies. We're like down to almost nobody. What happened?
Hmm. 360p. Hmm.
Mike Ken says, I think we're back.
Josh Homan, I'm giving you.
Can anybody hear us? Anybody hear us? We don't know what's going on. We got errors here too. We have no idea what's going on. Oh, it says Mexican Spec says we can hear you now.
Okay.
Oh, all of a sudden we just went from 9 people in here to 21, but that error is still there. Something happened.
See how we had a bunch of dropped frames?
Yeah.
But
and the error just went away. I have no idea what happened. But I know people had problems. Red Barn Dog Food commercial.
Sorry, everybody.
Cut in. Oh, commercials came in while whatever was happening.
I know. I gave him 2 points. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Hopefully, it doesn't continue. Nothing. We're not doing anything different tonight than normal.
Mike, I was married at 16 and moved out.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Who was that? Dizzy.
Izzy.
Okay. Yeah.
Izzy says 5x5. So I don't know what's going on because we just watched everybody just drop out. We got an error notice, and everybody else was talking about having problems, or some people were. So I have no idea what happened.
Check if your computer's trying to update. No, it's a network problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a network problem.
But it says that we're pushing 7,000 kilobits, so it should be going fine again.
Says Mexican Spec says you're fine now. Back to business as usual.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened.
So I got it to go on there. Well, check it out. I just pushed. I didn't have to heat. I pushed and it went on there, and I'm going to put a hose clamp on there. I'm going to put this valve at the tank, so when it leaks again, we can shut it off.
Well, who else was in here said their window crashed? That was the beginning of all this. Solar interference must be. Many streams were plagued by it. Sound is fine here, but
other people are having trouble, Josh. I know Tony was having all kind of trouble last night. Is the sun blowing up?
Solar storm. I don't know. I do not know.
Mike says it's fine now. I guess it cleared up. I mean, it will tell us.
Well, right now everything looks normal now.
We dropped 14,000 frames, 9.2% drop rate. That means we were struggling for a while there, but it's not changing now, so it's better. See, we have tools. We have had such good connectivity the last year that we don't even pay attention too much because it doesn't drop frames. And I bumped this up to, this is set to full HD. We're piping full HD out of the garage. You guys, I noticed in the house I can get 1080p on the street. That's crazy. So I hope you guys are able to see clearly. We've made a lot of investment in our equipment. I know that's the cheapest camera you can buy, but we've tried other cameras to try and make it better. And we have other ones to tow around the garage.
Buddy Caravan, my mom drove me to school in hair curlers. Remember when women used to do that? In the 60s, women always had their hairs in curlers. I remember all the women in the neighborhood like that.
My mom had the hot curlers.
Oh, man, they go places like that. It also has the 426 hood ornament. It's a 361 car, but it has a 426 hood ornament. Australians. Oh yeah, blame the Australians because it's daytime down there. It's solar.
Are you guys?
Mike N says go back and pick up all those frames you dropped.
They're lost. They're lost on the internet. Those kilobits, you don't catch them the first time, they're gone. I wonder if it'll buffer really bad in the replay.
I don't know.
What the watch?
Oh,
How long have we been?
Buddy Carfano says it's buffering right now.
Wow.
Something's going on.
There's not too many more. I'm sorry, guys. If it keeps doing it, we'll
It looks
cut out.
good on this end, but it didn't look good on this end for a little bit.
Was it 361?
Oh no! What? Oh yeah, 361 now, 426 badge. Yeah, I understood that. It's a really nice 64 Savoy here for sale. Two-door sedan, slant 6.3 on a tree. It's also blue.
I don't know if that's a 64 Savoy. It's really a difficult car to get street ready.
Man,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is already street ready, but all the work. I mean, think of all the work we did on my 66 to get it up to standard. That's a big commitment to get a car like that ready to be.
Mexican spec. He says the 361 moved that car pretty well. I remember one with a 63 two-door hardtop with a 318 in it. That I could bury the speedometer in that thing. And it was one of the few cars that actually had a peg, and the speedometer would go down and go ding, 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 ding on the peg.
I remember pegging cars.
It actually had a peg.
I don't think we're allowed to talk about pegging on the internet because racing is against the rules. Because racing. That's what I was talking about. Don't you guys get any other thoughts?
Well, you know, I really like 63 Plymouth, especially the hardtop. A lot of people like the post cars better, but I like the hardtop better because you can roll all the windows down. Nice big opening. It looks cool. Looks like a NASCAR. Looks like a NASCAR stalker. I think 63 Plymouth's one of the best looking B-bodies ever built. I like the 63 Plymouth. And there's another one, a lot of people, it said love it or hate it car. 1970 Cornet with the two big oval grills up front. Like two big oval bumper grill things up front. I think that looks great. And then, of course, the 68 Charger.
Dizzy says the 440 is lighter than the 361. How is that?
Really? The 361's is a short deck. Huh. Johnny C. Curlers in your hair. Shame on you. I think there was a commercial that said that, if you remember correct. You know, I don't know. But I remember women running around with curlers in their hair. I remember girls my age when I was a kid, and they thought it was cool to have curlers in their hair. I don't know. I never had curlers in my hair. Mark Sylvia, I had a 78 Buick Riviera that had a buzzer that would come on at whatever speed you set it to remind you not to speed. Oh, that was the thing with Buicks. I remember the first one of those I saw, a friend of mine, when I was a kid, his parents had a 1960 Buick.
Careful, that'll cut your hand.
A 1960 Buick, and it was like that. The speedometer on it actually had a mirror, and the speedometer is down below, and you could adjust the mirror to the height you wanted. But it had a thing like that. You set it, and it would buzz at whatever speed you set it at.
Buzz.
So, you know, you set it up as high as it goes, you know, because it drives you nuts.
Well, what is it? Tesla has a speed. If it goes fast enough, they report you to the cops.
Well, they report you? It's self-reporting?
Not really.
What am I supposed to be doing with this?
Let's just keep
You handed it to me and said, well, dude,
I'm just giving you grief.
So I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing with this?
I just give you grief.
Tells you not to play with the hose clamps. They'll cut me. She wants you to work on this.
Oh, Mitch.
Do you have a funnel we could stick in here? I could make a horn out of this. Yeah, one time in an airplane shop, I had a 6-inch diameter aluminum tube. You can imagine that is. And it was about like 20 feet long. And we were carrying it through the building. And I didn't want to carry it by myself because it's swinging around. I hit stuff. So I had a guy on the back of it. And I was carrying the front of it. And this guy, his name was Walt. And he was 80 years old. Great guy to work with, though. You know, he's a good guy. So we're carrying it, and he's got about this much sticking out behind him, you know, like this much, like a couple of feet. So I lean down like this in the tube, and I go, hey, Walt. And he turned around and looked behind him. And then he'd look back again, and I go, hey, Walt, over here. And he turned around again behind him because the voice was coming out the back of the tube. And then he figured it out and he started laughing. Hardtops became popular because it gave you the feeling of a convertible for less money. Well, it also was a bit safer, you know. Mexican spec, yes, on the 1960 Buick, because it was a mirror, the printing on the speedometer was painted backward.
Can I
Printed
have
backwards.
one of those clamps?
You want another hose clamp? Well, I'll do this. Be careful. Don't cut yourself.
I will be careful. Thank you for the
She didn't want me touching them, playing with them, because I cut myself.
touching my old clamps.
That's like gonna cut myself. Yeah, not only that, it was a drum that turned, and it had a red stripe that went like this. So as it turned, it made it look like an arrow going across. It was really weird speedometer. So Mexican spec knows about those. Again,
I remember perms in the 70s for men.
what is this? My kid is in 7th grade playing with local high school band. A bunch of blonde high school girls complimented the car as we drove away. I said, now you get it. Johnny C., I remember the perm craze for men in the 70s. I did not, I don't even know about that.
Oh, we need a picture of you with a big perm. Big perm? Big perm? I remember the smell when my mom did a perm. Ooh, stinky stuff. It's not really any different, though, than when I dye my hair.
Like Ed says, good kid, love him so much, but he's a bit of a space cadet sometimes. Man, my kid's about to retire. I can't believe I got a son old enough to retire.
Yeah.
He's coming right up on it. He's going through all the retirement stuff.
He's a good kid. I'm old.
Man, he got a good job offer in Honolulu, Hawaii, but he decided not to take it because he says it's just too far to travel, like on weekends, to come home. Oh, man. I told him working in Hawaii is fun, but I always was there TDY, which is temporary duty stuff. So I always knew that I wasn't going to be there very long. I'd be coming home. So it was always good. Again, IKR. And this huge
I know, right?
thing around here. What is that?
IKR is I know, right?
I know, right? Oh, okay.
I know,
And
right?
this huge thing. It's very high level, not like when I was in high school. It's easy. Hey, who's up there, up your nose with the yeah. E-Fog's here. Good evening. How you doing?
Hey, welcome in. Thanks for being here, everybody. Sorry about the connectivity problems. I guess it's okay.
It's a long swim to Hawaii. Yeah, I rode to Hawaii several times. C5, big
It's
C5,
a really long way.
big
isn't it?
C5 airplanes, military airplanes. I also went over there many times in civilian airplanes.
What is the equivalent distance, like continental United States, compared to the like California
Okay,
to Hawaii?
from San Francisco to Honolulu, it's 2,091 nautical miles from my memory. So you'd have to do nautical to Statuette.
That's
maybe
most of the way across the United States, isn't it?
Maybe
There's a lot.
Gene Stevenson's still here. He could pull that off.
Really?
Well, it'd be times 1.15. Do I have a calculator here? I do. It's in my phone. I can figure this out.
Why? What's 1.15? Are nautical miles more than land miles or something?
Okay, so it's 2091 times 1.15. That's a factor. 2,400 miles. 2,404. So
wait, why is it longer? Are nautical miles different?
Nautical miles are longer.
Are they really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Nautical miles are based on longitude and latitude. It's a segment of the Earth. Whereas
land miles
are like 5,280 times the length of some old king's arm or something.
I had no idea that nautical miles were different. My whole life, I never learned that.
Yeah, so if you're like flying at 87 knots.
Who else knew that about the nautical miles?
87 knots is 100 miles an hour. Okay, Hawaii gets small real fast. Yeah, you know, when I was living on base on Hickam Air Force Base, which is now Joint Base Hickam something, I don't know. They always got to change everything.
Yep.
But
Make more money,
yeah,
change.
no, they're gonna save money because they're only gonna have one commander for 2 bases. That's stupid. Anyway, maybe they want the Air Force and the Army to get along or something, or maybe it's the Air Force and the Navy. I don't know. They probably fight more. So so yeah, you get tired of just being right there. Although if I'm there for a short period of time, it was fun. You know, I was a young guy and you go down to Waikiki Beach every night after work. You get off work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The barracks were across the street and down about 2 blocks. I'd go in there, get through the shower, get on the bus, or for a while I had a rental car. And the bus is the name of the local bus. But then it was $15 a month for a pass to go anywhere on the islands. So I just get on the bus, go down to Waikiki with some friends, and we'd hang out.
What you do hanging out? Drink?
We didn't drink much.
Look at girls?
Oh yeah, I always trying to hang out with girls.
Got any pictures?
Probably not.
You don't have any pictures? How long were you there?
We didn't have phones with like cameras that just took pictures of everything. You had to have a roll of film, and you kind of be careful with it because you had to go pay somebody to you know process the film, and then you had pieces of paper with pictures, and you know what happens to those after 40, 50 years? They turn into
They all stick together.
yeah, they turn into ruin. Yep.
I think there's a bunch of piles of them. Sticky pictures.
Yeah, I got pictures that are. It pisses me off because I got pictures of cars and they're just enough moisture in the air that you try to peel them apart. I don't know. I've got a picture of my '72 Ford Torino that I showed one night, and it was a picture I had to peel apart. It's the only picture I have of that car.
No.
Dizzy says he's got to get up early and drive 5 hours.
Well, be safe, Dizzy. Glad to hear you're having some success. I'm looking forward to see you this year at the No Name Nationals. You're going to be there for sure, right?
Might be there with a '64 Plymouth.
Oh, that's true. Does this mean there'll be no Saturday Live? I don't know. I think maybe we'll probably will.
We don't know. We considered going down to 2 lives a week, but right now we're
just trying not to overwork ourselves.
We'll probably
4-hour lives.
We'll probably cut it off at 2 hours here tonight. That's what my guess is, somewhere around there. Instead of going like 5 or 6.
Whenever we're done.
Because we've done a lot of them that are 4 or 5. We did one 7-hour live because we were busy here and we just left it on, you know. So.
Mexican Spec, did you get that Volkswagen delivered? Weren't you waiting on that Volkswagen?
He's got it.
You guys already talked about it?
Had to drive it to it. Yeah, you weren't here. He had to drive it to a mechanic. He says it was very unpleasant.
He didn't like it. What did he say about anything else about it?
I told him, I said it looks like it'd be like driving an old Volkswagen bus, but everything's all faceted like a stealth fighter.
Can I have another one on the clamps?
You're going to use up all my clamps.
That's the point. I bought them because I knew I was going to need them.
I know Mexican Spec wanted to know if all the if our cars were all ready, and I said, yeah, they're ready. They could drive, but there's a couple things I want to do to my car.
Well, we tightened up the belts on your Targ so
Yep.
they quit squeaking.
We talked about that. We
want to check the pressures on the AC and see if it's leaking. It had a smell the one day.
So I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, I don't know. What else?
I don't know.
Jack Foley says his daddy owns Chevrolet. A Chevrolet or the entirety of Chevrolet?
Jack Foley, welcome. Mike Kent says loose steering. Oh, my car is not loose at all. It like you move the steering wheel this much, and that car goes like it goes right where you point it. Bombastic side eye.
His car needed inner tie rod ends on the steering rack, and we replaced those, and that was the ticket. Who's here?
Bombastic side eye and Jack Foley.
Oh, okay.
Welcome.
Welcome in.
So
new people, huh?
The thing that I want to do, it's not necessary, is I want to run a hot lead with with a breaker on it, right at the battery, run it back to what I would call the console area, so I can have a good hot lead going to my dedicated hot lead to the CB radio and like to my phone charger and whatever else I have put right there. But like I said, it's not a necessary thing for this trip. And Kim had talked a little bit about maybe putting hooking up heater hoses so that because she has no defroster or anything. And if it rains, it's it's hard to get clear the window.
Bad weather, it'd be nice. But I have heater hoses. I'm just not hooked up. I guess give me another one of those.
Yeah, you're going to use them all up. You're not going to have heater hoses.
Well, $13 or $15.
Well, you can't take the skid steer to No Name Nationals.
Oh, they'll be so much. This machine is valuable.
Wouldn't it be fun to have that at No Name Nationals?
It would.
And there'd be oil everywhere.
We could help. Oh, geez, yeah. They wouldn't want us on the track with it, I'll tell you that.
Kill the whole one. See, No Name Nationals, there's an area in the pits that's paved, but then there's an area that's huge that's grass, and it's like a park, and it's flat, and everybody parks out there and camps and everything. So I'm just thinking, if you take that skid steer
everybody would want to ride around on the skid steer.
Yeah, but you kill the whole lawn with the oil.
It doesn't tear up too bad. I guess it does, though. Shark bite.
Shark bite. So I don't know exactly what you're making, but I'm sure you do.
So we need a relief. We need a relief off of the main return. And so I'm keying this in. That hose that blew off,
yeah,
it shouldn't get pressurized. So we're just going to tee into it and relieve it to the main tank stack. It'll be good.
Jack Foley says, what is the perfect first military airship? Well, I was thinking of before Zeppelins. I was thinking in the American Civil War, the Union had balloons that were tethered, and they'd go up there and they'd send notes down the tether, telling what the Confederates were doing. So that was really the first aviation in the military. After that, I'm not really sure.
Kegerator for the Z. You want a kegerator?
What's a kegerator?
I think it's like a beer dispenser.
Probably not. There are people that drink. There's people that drink there, but they don't want us getting drunk there. They don't want problems.
There's a nice social bar at the track that it's usually open on Friday night.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah, there's a nice bar there. It's a nice place. If you want to have beverages, there's plenty of people with coolers and beverages.
That's where Colleen, Mama M3, handed me a beer one morning.
In the morning.
It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. She's drinking a beer and she hands me a beer. I'm like, I don't know about this in the morning. And I look at, she goes, oh, it's non-alcohol. And I looked at, it was,
you were all self-conscious. You were like, I don't know.
Oh, I was walking around.
Some kind of
it looked like a beer. I mean, the can looks like a beer can. It was Budweiser, whatever they call their non-alcohol beer. So I drank it. It tasted just like a light beer. And I thought, man, this is good. Because I don't really drink much, So I started buying that. And then I bought another one called... it was Bush NA. I think it's called Bush NA. And that stuff it's as good as, it's the same. And it was $2 a six-pack less. So I buy that once in a while. And then when I go to my son's house, they're always drinking beer. And so
not a lot of beer.
No, but they always have beer there. So but I got to drive, and I don't really want to I don't like the alcohol. So I don't really like the alcohol. And so he keeps some non-alcoholic beer there. And what did I have? I was there. That's a plastic one.
It's not plastic. It's polyplastic. Polyethylene. It's made of
if you have a kegerator, you'll be the most popular guy. No, you know what we need to put in the trunk? Your generator. Then we'll be the most popular people.
Oh yeah.
There's a lack of electricity around there.
You know, we could take the generator. We'd have to take one of the trailers though. We don't need it.
Bushna, it's babushka. Babushka. And then the accent's on the first syllable. I know Americans say babushka, but it's babushka, and that's a grandmother in Russian. So says Mexican spec says, you want beer? I thought you liked beer. I do kind of like beer, but I don't like what alcohol does. I don't know. It starts to not make sense and things. So I'd rather just not feel like that. But then he'll have, what did he have there? He had a, I don't know, it was one of the microbreweries in California. And I drank that and it was good. But I poured it in a glass and made it last. Oh no, I didn't. I drank it out of the can last time. But I made it last the whole evening we were there. You know.
Yeah, you don't have to justify having a beer.
No, I just don't.
You don't want to think.
Well, certainly not.
You're a drunk old man.
Not first thing in the morning. Drag racing event. But that's what got me started on the whole non-alcoholic beer was Colleen.
I don't know. Have you even drank one since then?
Yeah, we remember there was a 6-pack in the refrigerator, lasted for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I finally finished the last one.
That's not a start.
Who's this, Mike? And he had a Mickey's. Well, Arnie to Dennis in Christine's front seat. Yeah, Mickey's, the old Mickey's green bottles. Mickey's Big Mouth. Yeah, so anyways, what is this? This is a plastic key. What's it for?
Oh, that's just for, that's for the connection. See, I have to cut a T into this line that bursts. So
what are you going to do? Relieve pressure? Something? Well, when you relieve pressure, won't that like shoot like a stream of fluid up?
Into the tank.
Oh, it'll relieve it into the tank. Okay. I don't know why that gets like that. Yeah, I don't know. Mike, again, that's part of the drag racing life. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on who you're hanging out with. The guy that puts this on, John Wilbur, he doesn't drink at all. I mean, he just has never had alcohol. Kind of probably wants to keep it that way. Now, I know Dallas Brown, I think he probably has a beer or two sometimes. And same with Shane, I guess. But I don't know. I think I had my life's allotment of alcohol. Every once in a while, I'll drink something. That's it. Shot of Seagram's kicks in the melatonin. That puts you out, huh? There's a local racer that would run faster after a few pulls of chatting. Probably red light a few times too. Kim's got a big camera hooked up.
See if
the El Gato will fire up. The El Gato is a thing that somehow makes other cameras work. Okay, so we're gonna try to.
Yeah, click on the cat.
Oh, hey, there you are standing there. See?
Oh, it works.
Here I am waving.
Okay, good.
And
go to.
Look at that mess on the floor.
That's one of my jobs.
Oh my
Clean
God.
up the Exxon Valdez spill there.
The Valdez.
Scroll up.
Okay, scroll up on this.
Yeah, click on Dual Cam 2 maybe? I think Dual Cam 2 will give us... There you go.
That gives me over here.
Yeah. Yep.
Which way is it? Okay, I got to turn this camera a little bit. Okay, so I'm there and Kim's over there and there's the Exxon Valdez on the floor. Oh my God. At least this side of the shop has a painted floor. Okay, let's see here. Again, there was a local race. Okay, I read that. Josh Holman, what did he say? He goes, I want to keep it that way as well. And then he do Mike Sauvé, because of the influence of a friend when I was drag racing, almost became an alcoholic. Glad I caught myself before it got out of hand.
I did become an alcoholic.
Hey,
I myself after it was out of hand.
JB's Little Shop's here. Hey, good evening. How you doing?
Welcome in.
So,
We're working on our skip. We've got work to do. JB, how's it going? Anything interesting new? Guys, I gotta tell them. If you guys have not checked out JB's Little Shop before, you better be subscribed. He's working on his trash truck. It's supercharged 6-cylinder.
either Mexican Spec or JB can put up a link to JB's Little Shop so people can get subscribed to that.
Check him out. Him and Lars are working. Are they bringing just one vehicle? I think they're definitely planned on going to this New Name National. Pretty sure that's
New Name Nationals.
New Name National. New Name National.
Oh, and Tim's here. Good evening.
Sorry, I gotta get some work done.
Kim's over there behind.
I made a mess and I gotta clean it up. Well, actually, I didn't make a mess. My machine made it.
Her machine puked.
Machina is a big mess up.
Machina. That's what they call a car in Russian. Machina. Like a machine. But then other machines are also machina, but then you have to define which kind of machine it is. But with a
does anybody have any way of cleaning this mess up?
She's doing it with a, well, you can see what she's using. And Mexican Spec, thanks for putting that up. JB's Little Shop, working all day, every day. I'll be at the race, willing to play. Good.
Ask him how his new truck. He got a Chevy Suburban. Ask him how the Suburbans go.
I think he can hear you. Can you hear Kim from across the room?
Repeat.
Repeat you.
How's the Suburban?
Mexican Spec says kitty litter and leave it for later. That'd take a whole new bag of kitty litter.
Yeah, I don't want to use up all the kitty litter. So I'm wrapping it up.
So my project here for tomorrow is to install a makeshift wall out of a dog run to separate a room in the basement so I can finish installing a dog bed. That's Sullivan. Does anyone plan to live feed from No Name National? I've tried to do that before, and it's pretty noisy. I know a lot of people are doing it, and nobody watches it because we're all there. I don't know. Maybe.
Extremely noisy, and it's very slow paced, and it's a distraction. Nobody actually wants to spend all the time at this once-a-year event trying to do a live stream.
We videoed some stuff, but mostly you walk around there. It's like you meet people that you know from online, and then some of the people you already know from the last couple of years. You walk around, and you help them a little bit, or you just talk to them, see them, watch the races. There's this constant noise of cars going down the drag strip. It's a pretty fun environment, you know. But it makes it hard to do.
It's hard to relate. It's one of those things you almost have to. And that kind of event, live event, they don't get very good views. I guess the really, really professional, you have to have really good equipment. Dedicated camera people, dedicated like stream director, somebody who sits there all day. You need to be in the booth so you can follow what's going on, but you also need to be on the ground at the track.
Perry Kuda's here. Good evening. And he says, it's probably good afternoon there. He says, gritty kitty litter. Yeah, we've got some. She doesn't want to use we just bought a bag of it. She doesn't want to use the whole bag for that. He's scooping up as much as she can get up to.
You can see this works pretty good.
Well, and this floor has been painted gray, so it's not soaking in over here real good.
Well, we know the floor won't rust.
Yeah. DF repair. I used to have an 1816. That Honda with straight pipe sounds like a Harley.
It's loud.
It is loud. JB's Little Shop. Suburban gave Gave not for a few days. Or maybe have not for a few days. Leaking fuel line and a bad spark plug, got it fixed.
Nice.
Mike N says too loud for a live. You know.
Yeah, it is.
We could do some kind of a live or something like this, but I don't know. And then Mexican Spec says he'll do a live because nobody else will be doing live.
The other thing is there's no internet there. They decided after the first year that it wasn't worth it.
So if you stream from there, you got to do it from your, like our Verizon connection, which is probably not perfect, to say the least.
And the first year we learned everybody was trying to do it. It just didn't work. It was a bad deal.
Kim, maybe we can do it just like do a 10-minute live stream at the, I don't know if I even want to do it, at the car show, at the...
Oh, like the
Lambert's, because it's downtown, and we might have a better...
better phone signal.
Yeah, phone signal there.
Yeah, Lambert's could be a good place to be live.
But I don't know.
The first year, or the second year, I think it was the second year, I walked down the track for the parade where everybody goes out on track for the group picture, and that video did really well. We got it out that first night. You know what? Oh, yeah, because we got it out right away. You know what? The last 3 weeks, I think, on Wednesday night, Dallas and Shane. Dallas has had a green... Man, you're noisy. Sorry. I'm trying to get something done.
Dallas has had a green screen behind him with a picture of the first year of everybody lined up for the group photo.
Why the first year?
Because they put him up on some lift and zoomed him up in the air and scared the crap out of him, but he took a picture of him. Oh, yeah,
they put him up on the lift.
Yeah, so he's had that picture. And you know what? Your van is in that picture.
My van's in
Your van's in that picture.
Wow, what a wild and crazy time that was. I came all the way from Pittsburgh.
Came all the way from Pittsburgh. I was so happy you came in.
Isn't that crazy, neat-ass old van? I was younger.
Mark Sylvain's got to go make something to eat, but he says he'll be back if we're still here.
Okay, Mark, we're here. I don't know. We might not go late tonight, but we're here.
Tim says, have to get a motel room this year. I did the tent last time, not this year. Yep, we always get a room.
He likes having a shower.
I like having a shower and a bathroom and just some,
After a hot day at the track and stuff. We didn't even stay for the burnout competition.
We did not stay for the burnout. Well, it started to pour rain. And so we went back to the car and we went into town and got something to eat. And then, Blue Grit and Anna were there. And we were walking with them. And they decided to continue walking out to where the burnout contest. And I thought it was just going to be a rain-out contest. Well, it quit raining after we left, and they had some kind of gizmo out there to dry the pavement out, and they had the burnout contest. So, yeah, we missed it. Yeah, Mexican Spec says Dallas really wants to come get a Mexican Spec car or truck. Yeah, I was watching that last night. That was pretty good. And what started all that, I think, was the Mexican... Volkswagen, the Beetles. JB's Little Shop. I was there just way back in the pack with the Blazer, first year. Man, you were there first year? I was there first year. Kim, that's where I met Kim, was at the first year at the No Name Nationals. Where'd you meet Kim? What a drag race. You could do a burnout contest in a wet. Well, it's not really a burnout contest at that point. It's a rooster tail. Oh, Mexican Spec. I mean, it rained. It was like a little rain started coming, and there was a big tree. So we stopped under the tree. And then, oh, man, the rain started coming down. It's like, I mean, it's really coming down. And then it let up a little bit, and I said, nah. So Blue Grit and Anna walked that way, and we walked that way. Yeah. And we got back there, and, we were soaked. And, what's his name?
Who's the fellow with the Z car?
The guy with the Z car.
His windows.
Brian. Brian's his last name. I'm trying to remember.
O'Brien? Sean O'Brien?
Sean O'Brien. His window's open. So I cranked his windows up. I said, man, I hope he doesn't mind me touching his car, because people don't really like to touch the car. But his window's open and pouring rain, so I rolled his windows up. And later he thanked me for that, you know. So I didn't, because I'm a little hesitant touching people's cars.
Yeah. In general, don't touch people's cars. But
Mexican Spec says the tires will drive the pavement and smoke tires. Oh, it's a big area. It's a big area. In the center of it's dirt and grass and everything. And you're supposed to go, they have some kind of a thing out there. And you're supposed to go through that.
Yeah, you spin around a bit.
Tear that all up and spin around.
On the show.
Yeah, they want you to. Yeah, it's a pretty big area.
I might need your help here.
Okay. No live streams at no name. Not live streams at no name nationals. Oh, Mike N says easier for professional equipment, not live streams at no name nationals. Can you imagine Tony doing a stream? He gets annoyed at the noise level when the planes fly overhead or when cars drive by.
Oh, it's loud, and it's non-stop loud.
Well, and you can't even hear Tony sometimes because there's like 4 dogs barking all at the same time.
Yeah.
There's time. I'm not kidding. There's times I just got. I had enough of this. I just turn it off because the dog's barking. But usually I don't. Okay, Kim needs some of my help. So you have to.
Just for a minute, guys. Just for a minute.
You're gonna have to speak amongst yourselves for a few minutes. Okay, what do you need, Kim?
I gotta dismount this tank back here, thing behind here. I gotta dismount this tank. It's not very full, but it's got enough oil in it that if you turn it over, it'll leak out up here.
Okay.
So just turn it
not
sort of
in the area where it'll dump.
We'll just turn it on its side. Don't dump it out.
Don't allow it to dump.
And then we'll figure out a way to balance it so it lays on its side while I work, so it doesn't get oil. Seem okay?
I don't know.
We'll make it. Or maybe I'll just take the whole thing down and empty it or something.
Use a power wrench? You got both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nothing. Okay, it doesn't. Okay. Now,
You can look at it.
Lego.
I just didn't want to go flopping off. Yeah, you know, will you give me
these bolts?
Oh, yeah.
Get them out of there so they don't fall down in the mud.
Yeah, can you take both of those bolts?
That washer's stuck.
That's okay. Here, hold the bolts in your hand.
That's exactly what I didn't want.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
Okay, hold it.
I got it.
So I'm trying.
I'm
At least it went to the floor and not down into the mess.
Set it anywhere out of the way. And then could you get me that pan there and help? Rather than find it. That's it. Because we're going to reuse this.
What is this?
No, I can't get the stupid thing to dump.
You're afraid it's going to dump and I can make stuff.
You can't even force it.
Oh, okay. Maybe it'll dump from there. It's lower than that. Well, put the pin in that so that won't open. Put the pin in there. Yeah.
You can set that. I thought it was some.
Yeah, dump all over.
Thank you. You can sit back down.
That's our question here.
Check on the check.
Well, this sure looks better than that sea of oil.
Yeah, I'll start to evaporate up. So, we'll be able to.
Kitty litter.
Yeah, we'll be able to sweep it up later.
Yeah, when I saw that mess, I thought we're going to use the whole bag of kitty litter.
Nah, there's still more. I mean, I bought it because price is doing business. We got to get the machine working. If we need to use a couple bags of kitty litter, so be it. So be it.
Okay, so let's see here.
Too
What'd I miss?
too important to get you. Sorry, guys, I needed help to make
Josh Holman, I would have to wear earmuffs all the time if I had to deal with barking dogs. Well, you know what's funny is when they start barking, there's people on the live, and they say, my dogs are starting to bark because they hear Tony's dogs barking, and then they start barking, and they're out. Let's see, Josh Holman. I am the alpha. The dogs wouldn't be barking with me. Oh, that's Mexican Spec said that. Man, I've been to their house many, many, many times. To Tony's house, and those dogs will drive you nuts. But when you're there with them, dogs are nice. You know, you can pet them and they'll shut up for a while, and they're friendly dogs. You know, but when you're listening to them during a live, it's kind of annoying.
For a little while, they get berserk.
Let's see. Liquid is heavy. Very good. Very good. Sis. I'm looking forward to warmer weather. Winter's almost over. Yeah, you know what? I think it's starting to cool off a little here. I kind of like the warm weather, but
oh man, it's nice.
Mexican Spec. I work hard at it with my dogs. If my dog growled like Tony's, I would stop that right there. If she didn't stop, I'd jump on here and put 2 fingers in her neck. Really, Mexican Spec. That's what the alpha would do. The fingers represent teeth. Trey J. Good evening. Please turn the forklift. Please turn the forklift KN. Not sure what that means. Oh, just move the forks up and down. Oh, it doesn't have forks. It has it's a loader. And that's kind of what's holding from moving right now. And Kim's got the hydraulics apart anyway, so that's not gonna.
Yeah, we're doing a service.
That's getting it started right now.
Maybe tonight, though. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be running tonight.
I don't know. We're trying not to work too late tonight. So it's not going to be finished tonight, but it might run again.
Trey J says, who is she turning on the forklift? Who is she turning on the forklift? She is redoing some of the hydraulic lines. This thing had tremendous hydraulic problems, and it's a used machine, you know, and it's been some problems from the beginning, and we fixed it and then fixed it some more and fixed it some more.
Well, you know, over the years of owning this machine, I've better learned how it's supposed to work, and somebody has made changes to it in the past that were not right.
And then it goes, what's the difference? Oh, the difference between a loader and forklift? Oh, can you show the front so you know what a loader is?
The loader has a bucket on the front.
That's what's on the front instead of forks.
But you could put forks on it.
You could put forks on it.
It doesn't have a quick release, though, and we don't have a set of forks to put on it.
I want to build a set of forks that'll just
it
go
would
on
be
there.
nice to have some wrap over forks, but it doesn't have very much lifting capacity, honestly. It only can lift about.
It would be good if we had like a pallet to unload from a truck or something.
It would be very convenient.
But we don't. How often have we needed that? You know,
not very often.
Not very often.
But it was like when we brought the. Remember when we got the wood stove out of the van? Man, it paid for itself right there.
Says what was wrong with it? Loss of pressure in the hydraulic system. What there was there was a bunch of mismatched parts, and somebody had put there's a right and a left hydraulic pump or motor. Which one was it? And the pump, and somebody had used like 2 right hands or 2 left hands or something, and then she replaced it, and it was no good. We get it down the hill, you couldn't even get it up the hill by going back and forth like this.
This pump here,
so
this hydraulic pump, the shaft is seized in it because it was oil starved, so the shaft seized and it kind of exploded. So we had no left side hydraulics. That was no good. So I replaced that, and once we had both pumps working, we realized there was a reason why that pump was being oil starved and exploded. Somebody had replumbed it in the past because the rear tank was leaking real bad.
Well, and the rear tank is the post is part of the structure. And of course that structure over the years has moved, so it's cracked down below. So then the tank just empties itself. So Kim got a tank, and so the tank is now separate instead of being part of the structure. And
this machine was totaled, and we fixed it.
Yeah, basically it's totaled and we fixed it.
We brought it back. And now I'm going to put a valve on this tank, so if it does leak, we can just shut it off instead of...
Trey J says, so there's material difference between right and left arms. Also, you can replace the pumps all day. Why did it get starved?
It got starved because of the oil. They neglected the machine, and the oil filter was plugged. And it seems like they rerouted hoses wrong at one time, perhaps. I'm not really sure.
Well, it was the one that you just changed. It was where the air's supposed to bleed out. It was on the bottom, so it'd get an air pocket in the top instead of allowing the fluid to go to the top of the pump.
Yeah.
So she's got that fixed.
Yeah. There's multiple.
So she took it all apart and reclocked it. In other words, so it bleeds out the top. It'd be like having a caliper with a bleed valve at the bottom, you know.
Yeah, a lot like that. Okay, so now that builds.
Mexican Spec says the name of my lives during the No Name Nationals will be No Name Nationals Outcast Live.
Sounds good.
So
maybe we should live feed to Mexican Spec and then he can.
Are we going to live speed to Mexican Spec and he can put it up?
Yeah.
How are we going to get us there?
Because they won't watch our channel.
Trey J says if there's air in the pump, yeah, that's why. Yeah, there was air in the pump.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that pump was starving, and then the other pump was leaking, and so then when the system drained, we'd have to reprime it, and it was struggling to prime. So it took me a year to understand how this machine is supposed to be well enough to understand what was wrong with the darn thing.
Well,
I didn't know.
Well, and then it's had, nothing stock on it. It's got the wrong engine on it,
Yeah.
Or it's got a different engine, I should say. It had I think it was a 16 horsepower diesel originally, and now it's got a 24 horsepower gasoline Honda engine on it. So, I mean, it's almost overpowered. If you start to go forward quickly, it'll do a wheelie.
Well, it was worse about it. It's not bad about that now because things are working better. It was really sketchy. When I got it, man, it was bad. It's way better than it was, but still just needs a lot of love. They worked and worked and worked. This machine got worn out, and then it went on to the chicken farm, and then they must have rebuilt it to use it on the chicken farm, and then they worked it just.
Yeah, dirt road. I see it. He's making says you got the plumber butt.
You ain't plumbing.
Yeah, because you're doing plumbing, right?
I didn't mean to give you guys plumber butt. That costs extra.
That's why I buy these Duluth shirts. They're long enough I can't get plumber's butt. That's what it says on the box anyway. When you
I gotta look ladylike when I'm working.
Trey J says respect. I just want to say the reasons you're saying like someone replumbed it. It sucks. Oh, this thing. Yeah, whoever had it wore it out. Then it went to some chicken farm and they took the cage off of it to fit inside the chicken coops, and then they built it some other crazy way. Yeah, until it was leaking so bad and it turned into I don't know, we bought it in a used car lot, like a buy here, pay here kind of used car lot.
Somebody probably traded it
in Alabama.
A couple $100 off. Yeah, we drove the trailer down to Alabama because down in Alabama.
Dean Stevens says Outcast, spelled all crazy, with Andre 3000 Mexican Spectre.
And even worn out and not working, this machine is incredibly valuable.
Trey J says, glad you understand it better to come to that conclusion. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to figure it out. It was just too bad.
Trey J goes, where was the leak? Where wasn't the leak?
Yeah, all the leaking.
And then it's like a bilge down in there. The thing, there's some little holes where it's supposed to drain out. So there's leaves and crud down in there. So it's just like you ever work like on a boat and down in there, under the engine, there's just this.
Filled with
all the worst stuff you ever saw. It was like that. Oh, worse. It was worse than that. Yeah. Worse than a boat.
Terrible.
I don't know. The first time I ever worked on a boat, I was an auto mechanic and then all aircraft for years and years and years. And then I worked for a guy that had a boat. had a 302 Ford in it. He goes, "Can you go out there and I don't know what he wanted me to do, something to his engine." And yeah, oh sure, okay. So I go out there, and then I'm by myself, and I open up the boathouse, and I go in there, and I get down in that boat, and I see this like 3 inches of muck underneath his engine. I was like, and I got to lean over something and work down in this hole. It's like, oh my god, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was seal damage. There was hoses leaking, name it.
I mean, it's way more serviceable than what we got.
Trey J says hydraulic system works in being sealed. Yep. And she just ordered a new gasket too for the pump, for one of the pumps, because I can see little air coming out of it. It's like, you know what?
Weep.
It's gonna weep. So it's gonna be a week before we have that part. But she can get to the point where it moves. And I think we'll be able to pull it out of the shop.
That's the point.
And so it doesn't hog the shop for a week, But we really won't be able to use it. What engine is in it? I'm a car guy, but understand science and physics. It's a Honda 2-cylinder V engine. I don't know what it's for.
It's a 610 DX610, I believe. It's DX620. It is not the factory engine. It is a replacement, and it's much more powerful than the.
What's it supposed to be for? Is it an industrial engine, or is it
the Honda engine?
Yeah, or is it for some? It's not a motorcycle engine.
No, it's a power equipment engine.
Power equipment engine.
Yeah, but like a tractor or a.
So what kind of car guy are you? I'll tell you what kind. Just because I think you're new here, the cars we do right now are mostly 60s and 70s stuff. Although we have a 2008 Jeep that's OBD2 stuff, and we've had to work on that a few times. But mostly work on Kim's 66 Dodge Dart, or my 72 Plymouth Valiant, which we haven't worked on in a while, and my 78 Mercury Z7, which I call a Z sled. And then what else do we have? Oh, we have a Triumph Spitfire that was made out of Bondo because it had rusted away, and somebody just kept putting Bondo on it until all it was made is Bondo and screens. So we took that body off and cut it up, and it's like over somewhere. And we fixed the frame all up, and we're going to build an aluminum body for that.
And we have the show them the full screen.
The full screen of what?
The full screen, so they can see everything in the shop.
This?
Yeah,
this
and we got the Studebaker. The Studebaker's outside, right next door in the shop there.
See, that Studebaker lights up when people leave super chats. I light that up, and Kim dances sometimes.
My point was the Studebaker is here to be worked on at some point. We got a lot of jobs. Yeah, the Studebaker, we'll put it back together at some point. It's complete. It came from Arizona, so it's got a couple little rust spots on it, but no big. I don't know. I think it has floor pans. It needs floor on the driver's side. It's got floor business because people getting in and out of it with their wet feet. You know what happens. Very old car. It's a 61, So Trey Dre says, I have a 1993 530 BMW V8 manual 3.0. Oh, BMW. I had a friend that had one of those. We appreciate all He broke it. He broke that thing. We're not really like Mopar snobs or anything around here. We're too. No, we have what we have. I had a Mazda that got wrecked, and I got some insurance money, but not enough to really replace the Mazda. So I decided I wanted something simpler because I like simple stuff. That's when I bought the 78 Mercury. And then when I was looking for that, I was also looking at some of my other favorites, which are like 68 through 72 Chevy Novas or the Pontiac Ventura 2. That body, and I really like those. Man, are they expensive. The only ones that weren't expensive were ravaged. And I looked at some Pinto wagons, which a lot of people laugh at, but there's a couple of people in here like them. And I had them in the past. I had V6s in them, and I made them in little panel trucks. But every one of them I found was a piece of junk. Every week we got something different in the shop. And then I looked at a lot of stuff, and I ended up getting that 78 Mercury because we found a rust-free one in Texas, and we had to pay a lot for it. But you know what? It's a good body. And we got it to the point where it's doing real well. He says he has a 2010 F-150
built long travel, diff drop long travel fabricated control arms. Oh, I see.
Oh, the long travel would be neat. Hey, can you help me lift this back into?
Kim's gonna need some help. What am I lifting?
You want to throw it on the other camera so they can see? We'll be right back, everybody. We're gonna work on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put I'll put this one on. That one. Okay, and I'll be over there. Where am I going around the back?
Yeah, we're gonna put this tank back up.
Okay, I'm gonna get my gloves. What's this Boss 429? Boss 429, 70 Challenger Street. Disrespectful. Boss 429, man, there's a guy in here that's going to the Donate Nationals that has a thing called a mixed up boss. It's got like boss heads on a small block.
Oh, that fella from what's his name? Help me out here.
Somebody help us with names. Okay. I need one.
He works with David Bardolph.
He works with the guy who works with David Bardolph. I can't remember people's names because I'm old. I'm embarrassed because I'm old.
I don't know what my excuse is.
Yeah, you're not old.
I mean,
You're older than somebody a year younger than you. You're not old.
Not young anymore either. Yeah, we're just getting this tank hanging, and he'll come back and talk to chat. On Tuesday nights, we are in the studio, and we don't walk away from the camera. But during the week, we got to get a little bit done.
Tuesday nights, we come on earlier. Come at 7 o'clock Central Time in the U.S., and we show pictures of everybody's cars. So if you're there and you send in pictures, we show pictures.
Send us pictures of your car on the Tuesday night. We'd love to see it.
We do all that stuff.
Yeah, you can make some friends.
Cars, or you, or your shop, or your street you drive on, or whatever. I don't care. Whatever's your dogs.
What's our topic for next week?
It's hot rod parts or something like that.
Performance
upgrades, something like that. But see, we do a topic, but you don't have to stick to the topic. It's just the topic makes it kind of fun.
The topic just gives us a little bit of guidance.
Okay, I'm holding that. It's spinning.
Okay.
I probably need a wrench.
Yeah, I'll have a wrench, but it should just kind of go on there. Get started.
Okay, it's spinning.
Spinning. Okay. Here's the wrench. The other stuff is started, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, I'll spin now.
What am I doing wrong?
This is not tight.
I think I cross-threaded. Well, that's the end of that.
It went down in the deep shit.
Well, here, let's tighten the other one. The other one will tighten and hold it on, and then I can do it's going to dive into the other.
At least the feel that.
I was worried. I dropped the tool down and I wasn't sure if it had enough feel in it.
Yeah, don't drop any stainless steel.
Oh, man.
Why not so much trouble with it?
Tuesday.
There's not a live show and I'm standing here instead of dancing.
Just because it's unpleasant. That's why. Oh my gosh.
That's tight. I can feel it.
Okay, you can let go.
Okay, that one is tight.
I'll find this other.
Okay, the wrench is here on this block of wood for you.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. You can take away
the camera?
Yeah, for a minute. Wow, so...
Okay, let's see. Andy Wood. Yeah, they're all saying Andy Wood. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, everybody who said Andy Wood gets 2.2 said it first.
I don't know. It's all scrolling by.
Whoever said it first gets
Barrows
4 points.
is here.
Welcome in, Barrows. You're on the
Raw
wrong
Dog's
street.
here.
Scroll on up and put it on.
Okay, just a second. I'm trying to do too much at once. There. Okay. So, and Blue Grit's here.
Welcome in. There's more.
Yeah, mixed up boss. Man, all these people came in right while I was over there helping you. Yeah, Raw Dog.
Back on the street.
Raw Dog. Hey, how expensive is tractor pulling or demo derby or snowmobile racing? That's a lot of different stuff.
It's all expensive.
You do anything with a machine that runs.
Raw Dog, it's all your money.
All your money. That's right.
All your money.
You know people that spend all their money on drugs? Well, there's people that spend all their money on machines with engines.
They get mixed up on. They get mixed up in. Yeah.
And airplanes, same way. I do the same thing with airplanes. I spend everything on airplanes.
What happens when you get mixed up with that sort of stuff? It's all.
Josh Holman, what engine? All I see is a bunch of hoses. Yeah, the engine, you have to look at the other side. It's in the back. Dean Stevenson with Hammerhead 385 CFM heads. Well, that's the, whatever mixed up boss is running. That's a crazy engine. That's a fast truck. That might get in the fives. I don't know. Might.
He would have had to been a lot lighter to beat Tony.
Raw Dog says, I'm talking about ice oval racing or snowcross. Things I know nothing about.
That's something fun. Yeah. All your money. All the money you have plus all the money you try and make while you're playing.
Why can't people have more dollars than cents? Well, people that have a lot of money sometimes pay people to build their cars. And sometimes they have enough money that can buy really cool stuff. And then there's people that don't have a lot of money. And like us, and we buy old junk and we make it into stuff that we like. So all of your Dart, you paid quite a bit for that thing.
I paid a little bit too much for
it. And the Z sled, I paid a lot for that for what it is. But you know what? When I'm looking around, any of them that were in good condition at all.
You didn't pay a lot for it for what it is.
For what?
It really is a good car. But
Yep.
It wasn't cheap. But if you have to be cheap, you're going to have to do a lot more, like rust repair.
When I looked at those things, I was looking at Ford Futuras or Mercury Zephyrs, the Z7, the coupe body style. There were a lot of them around for sale, and they were all about $5,000, and a lot of them had rust holes. And it'd say, like, it comes with new floor pans. So there's some cheap metal sitting there with a rusted out body, and I'm like, no, I'm not buying that.
And, the seller of that car made it look a little better in the pictures than it was in person. But we had a good adventure with that. He
talked it up a little bit, but you know what? The stuff that was wrong was mechanical stuff. The rust on it was, under the battery. There's a battery bleed. And it wasn't that bad. You fixed that one night when I wasn't even here. You cut out pieces and welded it in. I was like, wow, look at that. And then I made a battery box for it.
Yeah.
I made a tie down and everything. And then there's one spot underneath where there's the speedometer cable goes back. And there's a little rusty spot on the floor, right where that speedometer cable is.
Yeah,
something got in there.
It's kind of tricky.
But that's it, Luder says, hey, Barrows, Mexican Dean. Hope everyone is well, but 5:30 a.m. is getting close. So I have to cut out. Man, you just got here. You got to cut out.
Who's leaving?
Blue Grit.
Okay, Blue Grit. Keep up the good work. That's looking great. Anna's going to have a great time.
Josh, almost $5,000 for rusted out Polk is ridiculous. I looked at one in Missouri that was actually looked pretty good, and I thought about it, and then the guys tell me, well, we just had it painted, and I had my friend do the transmission in it. My neighbor did the transmission. I'm like, why do you have to? It didn't have a lot of miles. I think, why does neighbor have to go into the transmission? And then you start looking at pictures under, he had the hood open, and there's rusty business, and the aluminum pieces are all pitted, and I'm going, man, he just painted that thing. I know what he did. He bonded over the rust and painted it, So I was just like, I don't want that one. But
we got a good one.
Trade J
if you're going to put that much energy into it, better start with the best car you can get. Do not start with a piece of garbage.
Trey says, I do all my work, but I pay people if it's dropping subframe or trans. Yeah, I do. We do everything.
I welded the frame on my Dart.
Yeah, while we had the engine out of her Dart, there was a, I hate to say frame member, but it's, it's unibody, but there's some members that come up like this, up the firewall, and one of them was really rusted.
It was not really rusted, but it had a hole, but it was isolated. It was very workable.
So while we had the engine out and the transmission out, man, I smell a lot of gasoline, Kim. Where's the gas coming from?
I just filled the gas tank and it spilled a little bit, but I wiped it up good.
Okay.
And I threw the dirty rag outside.
Oh, okay, so it's outside.
I mean, there's a little bit on the floor and on the thing, but not a puddle. Sorry.
So, Trey, where are you? Northeast? Midwest? South? Places with rust? Places without rust?
A Hulk is just like a...
Or maybe you're down under. Maybe we got a lot of people here from New Zealand and Australia.
The rusted out Hulk is just the remains.
And Canadistan.
The remains of what used to be something. That's what a Hulk is. Rusted out Hulk. Right? Am I saying it right? The remains. How am I doing?
So most of the stuff we have is pretty good. Yeah, hers had that bad frame spot on the going up around the firewall. So she cut all new pieces and did it all while we had the engine trans out and painted it under there. And so now driving it, it feels fine. That's all fixed.
Where is that vinyl tee? Oh, there it is.
This one?
Yes.
You're going to take that? I can't go on it anymore.
Yeah.
Ray says I could do it. I just work probably on my back in a parking lot. Man, that's how I was in Maryland. I was in an apartment. Well, I had this place, but I was working for a defense contractor that rented me a little one-man apartment, But there was a big dirt parking lot out back that was hard as nails. It was dirty and had gravel on it, like big gravel. So if you lay down on your back, it was really uncomfortable. But they let us work back there, and there was plenty of parking. So I worked back there some. But, man, mostly I just wanted to come home and work. Trey says, I actually called it quits because I did shocks on my friend's something X5, and the lower shock mount was cracked and collapsed. Took out a CV axle.
I'm sorry, that was horrible.
Josh says that don't let cars rust out. Don't let cars rust out in Australia and New Zealand. Even slight rust can cause a car to fail inspection. Well, that's how Pennsylvania was.
Well, that's the thing, though. It wasn't slight rust. People would have cars that were literally death traps falling apart, and they would have to make them stop driving. Like, you cannot drive this on public roads. It's not safe. People would argue, complain.
Well, I remember living in Pennsylvania.
People's cars, they had to go to work.
I remember living in Pennsylvania. People having inspections of car failed, and it was because they said sharp edges. You can't have any sharp edges, and it was rust, and they were in trouble,
Well, yeah.
Trey J says, doing what? I'm a CPA. You're a CPA. I was, I had auto repair shops way back. I was doing wheel alignments and worked in a radiator shop. And then I had a radiator shop. After I got out of the Air Force, I went in the Air Force, worked on airplanes. Then I got out of the Air Force and bought a radiator shop. Did radiators and air conditioning for quite a while. Short period of time, I had a law enforcement job, but that probably wasn't where I belonged. I did that for a couple of years. Back to working on cars, and then I just went full time with airplanes and designed my own airplane and built it, flew it around, and pretty soon there were people who wanted me to do airplanes for them, and I went to work for a company where I designed a couple airplanes, and I designed more than a couple. there were 2 that became commercial successes. So I did that, small single and 2-place airplanes. Did that for a long time. Then I worked for a defense contractor and worked mostly on unmanned stuff. I'm getting to that. The defense contractor worked on what's called drones now, unmanned stuff that's in 500-pound, 1,500-pound size airplanes, pretty big airplanes. Not the little tiny. I never worked on a little tiny drones. So, and that was I did design work for them, and I worked on a lot of times updating something. Some company would design an airplane, and I worked on the R&D mostly, test and evaluation and research and development out in Arizona, out in the middle of the desert where nobody is. So if you crash something, you don't hurt anybody. So a lot of times we'd have an airplane that we thought had potential, but it wasn't there yet. And so I worked on a lot of that stuff. And some of those airplanes, we got them. There were 3 of us that were really into that, and we'd get an airplane up to the point where it would where to be a good platform. And then after we got something that was a good platform, then we teach I worked in training a lot, teaching the first group of people that would go out and fly the airplane. And we bring the pilots and the maintainers up to the point where they could fly it and they could maintain it. And then they became the instructors and were probably the first people deployed and trained other people. So I did that for close to 15 years, 16, 17 years. I don't know. I was gone for a while because we lost contract. Then they got another contract, called me back, and I went to work again for another 3 years. So Reaper, nope. Man, are there any you recognize? I don't know. What can I talk about?
I don't think you should talk about any of that stuff. That's government, military contracts.
Yeah, but there's ones that are online you can look at. Oh, I know one you can look at. We work with the British on one that is now, the system belongs to Airbus Industries, but it belonged to Kinetic, which is spelled with a Q. Man, I don't have my Kinetic hat here. It's Kinetic. I don't remember how they spelled it. Imagine Kinetic spelled with Q's. It begins and ends with Q. But the name of the airplane was the Zephyr, and it was a solar-powered airplane. Look up solar-powered Zephyr, and it went up to, and you fly that thing, you can see the curvature of the Earth. You go up to over 70,000 feet, and it'd stay up as long as you had sun all day, and then you'd run it on batteries. You charge the batteries and stay up in the air all day, and then at night you try to stay up high, but you could descend some. You didn't want to descend too far. And then as the sun started coming up, you'd start to climb and charge the batteries back up. But it would operate up in the 60 to 70,000 plus. So I do not have a degree, and I work for people that I think assumed I did, because a lot of times I ran the show. And I read and read and read since the time I was a little kid. I read about this stuff, and
he could do it better. He was teaching his colleges how to instruct their students.
There were times, I don't know. I was very, what made me good as a practical engineer? I could handle tools just as well as I could do the design work, and there were a lot of engineers that really fumbled with tools. And they designed something and make it something you couldn't possibly work on, So, I don't know. I wanted to always make
design builder, and they don't do it like that anymore.
Occasionally, the guy that designed the DC-3 was a maintainer that worked up to the point where he's a self-taught engineer. He spelled it, Jay. What was the Kinetic carrying on solar powered container?
Don't tell them. That's
because they advertised it. It carries a small payload. It's meant to go. It's a cheap satellite. It's meant to sit at 70,000 feet, and it's a repeater. It's so people on the ground can transmit, and it can could have, I don't know, whatever kind of transmitters you want. Mostly probably communications. And it's a cheap satellite because the satellite's expensive to put up in space and it's a real pain in the ass. And this thing you could have.
Yeah, and the satellite has to go around the other side of the earth sometimes.
You could have, usually. Well, unless it's in a stationary orbit, but we could go up and park and just stay in an orbit somewhere, and stay in an orbit at 70,000 feet. You could cover something the size of Texas, So, yeah, that's a interesting thing. I liked it better when there were actual pilots in the aircraft. It somehow seems less impersonal. Hey, Kim says to me, we got to do more videos, not just live shows. And I'm going, yeah, and I'm trying to think of what to say. And she goes, just write down, make an outline or something. So I'm sitting there with the outline. Like 3 minutes. I make an outline with all this cool stuff I could talk about with aircraft. And I showed it to her. And I go, this is like aircraft engineering stuff, like how to choose an airfoil, how to do this, how to do that. And I'm thinking, I could talk for months on this stuff and never recover anything over again. I'd just be really good with this. And then I took the list and I started, what can I convert to that is automotive? And I found one thing that I could probably talk about that's also automotive. But I started making a list of automotive stuff because I like cars. I'm sick of flying. I flew for 30 years. And I flew for 30 years in manned airplanes, and then I did the unmanned stuff. So, very cool. I liked it better when airliners had more engines. Yeah, now they pretty much all have 2, don't they? Well, there's a few of them have 4. There's still a lot of 747s out there. There's, would Putin come over in IL-96, Ilyushin IL-96. I think they're still building those things, probably one at a time. And then, what else? What else has multi-engines still? Well, there's 7. Oh, the A380 Airbus is 4 engines. And the A340 Airbus has 4 engines. But yeah, most of them are 2 engines. Traces. I use ChatGPT to make an outline. Yeah, I know a guy that's doing that. He teaches classes like that, and it's all full of mistakes. He's got a PhD, and he just writes his whole lesson out of that in a hurry, and then goes up and teaches right off his outline. And I'm like, man, you're smart. Why are you doing this? But I suppose as long as you go over it yourself and you understand what ChatGPT has told you, I'm good with it. But when I see some attorney, case law or something with ChatGPT
will make up cases that never happen.
And the judge figures out that it's a made-up case. Man, they get the case thrown out. Lawyer gets reprimanded.
Mm-hmm. Not the way.
Any patent credits? No. If I do, it would be probably somebody in the company that's pay grade above me that would get the credit for it. Yeah, Google's full of mistakes. Yeah, that's the thing. Every time somebody says something stupid on the internet, AI picks it up as fact. So I'm not sure it's getting better.
And
in fact, I think it's getting worse.
AI doesn't understand sarcasm really, so if you say something sarcastically and people thumbs up.
Like I said, you just got to use your head about what you're reading. And Kim, I could glue this together. It's about the size of a steering wheel.
There you go. I need a steering wheel cover.
Oh, I don't know if this is a cover. Yeah, you'd have to put something stronger, and there'd be a rubbery steering wheel.
You know what this the Lost-Fire has no metal, or it's just metal. There you go. You can put it wrap it on the Lost-Fire one.
We got errors again. What's going on? Here we go. Yeah, we just lost all our kilobits.
All of them.
All of them.
Well, it still will broadcast what you say, so there's a buffer in there, so you talk for a minute and see if it comes back.
It came back and it dropped out again.
Well, type in, because typing goes...
I hate this.
Just type in that we see this looking for a problem, or working on the problem. There's really not much we could do. Wait. We still know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a sign. Did it come back?
Oh no, it's just
It's gone.
being an asshole.
It's
Can anybody hear me?
No, it's gone. 0 kilovolts. We lost our connection 100%. Clicking to that isn't going to change it because we don't have internet.
We
For
don't
some
have
reason,
anything.
the connection. There, it's coming back.
What happened here?
It's dropping.
Oh, this sucks.
Relax. We don't drop very often. We're going to lose everybody in a minute here. If it doesn't come back in a minute, open up your phone. Let me see.
Nothing. Maybe it's our internet. Because I'm not getting anything here either. Which means this is disconnected. I have no idea what's going on. Up there, this just came back up. Everything went to crap, and everything closed, and I don't know.
Solar flares.
We got it back, I think.
Yep, it came back. It went down. No.
Oh, I wasn't talking the whole time because I get a big error message, and I looked and there's nothing going out. It's like, uh-oh. Dr. Ghost says we're back live. Man, I'm sorry, everybody. This is really unusual. I mean, we really usually have a really solid connection, and tonight we don't.
What are we at? We're at about 2 hours?
We're at 2 hours.
Well, I got a special treat.
Okay.
If they want.
I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
I gotta take a break. So I will be back.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to take care of the chat for a minute or two. Okay? I'm sorry.
Olive, you're back. I hope you're feeling better.
A lot of people came back.
It is not the camera, Raw Dog. Raw Dog, it's our internet dropped. But it's back. I don't know why it went berserk. Show Kim. She's funny. Thank you, Trey. I'm funny. The treat is that the machine has now been reassembled. And there is no reason that I can think of that I cannot put some oil in the tank and give it a fire and see if it will do the thing with the moving. Thank you, Dr. Go. He says we hear you now. So we did come back. You guys might be delayed a little bit because your responses are a little bit. It looks like stop motion. Well, it will catch up because we are broadcasting at full frames now. So yeah, video is a bit jumpy. It'll come back around. It's the connection. It's nothing that we're doing. And considering that the network connection from the house to the garage is like the way that we hop up here to get into the shop and then live stream, I'm surprised we don't have more problems. It's going to take you a long time to drive to No Name Nationals in that machine. No, it won't, because I'll put that machine on the trailer and we will haul it like that if I need to take it somewhere. But we have no plans on taking it. Josh says lots of streams have been plagued by this lately. Okay. Thanks, Josh. I know Tony had trouble with it last night, and he kept resetting his router. I don't think it was his router. I think it was overall, the bigger network picture. It's a lot of kilobits per second to move around, And it's actually surprising how stable it usually is. Welcome back, Raw Dog. Mexican Spec says, obviously the two cars are ready to go. They are. They could be more, they could have more things, but they are very much prepared to make a trip. We've been driving his car around town and just sorting out little things, like we had a squealing belt and we tightened that up. But the air conditioner's working in his car. It gets good gas mileage. It restarts well. They both charge well. Um, we have the transmission cooler. I mean, we did all the stuff. Man, it would take me all night to list all the things that we've done on the two cars, and we're feeling really good about them. They are, well, the best they've ever been. We were looking at pictures from last year. I took the Dart to No Name Nationals last year. No oil leaks, no. I have not had to add a drop of oil between oil changes on the Dart. It does not leak any, which is so much nicer. D-Man says, hi Kim, sorry I'm late. I had a headache and I fell asleep a bit ago. I hope your headache eases up some, D-Man. Raw Dog says you should put a cam in your car, Kim or Bubs. You know, we did that one time. It's difficult because, you know, the windshield being there, you have to have a very wide lens. We can do that with the GoPro. It picks up a lot of road noise. And then once you're in the car, you're trying to drive and everything, like, why not just do what you're doing from the studio? But Raw Dog, yeah, we should sometime. It's on our list of things to do. We've done the thing about the GoPro, it rips through the battery. So, you know, you only get so much time. We could use a cell phone set to like a wide. Grab a dash cam. We do have a dash cam. Put a little bit louder exhaust on. Mexican Spec says, Kim understood camera, and I understood camshaft. Put a camshaft in one of the cars. His car could use a camshaft. Craig May says, I'm watching in between jobs. Welcome in, Craig. Well, the people who are here now stayed through the network disruption. You guys are in for a treat. When he comes back, if he comes back, I thought he was just going to go pee, but he's been gone longer. Maybe he had to sit down. If he does come back, this machine should be able to start. And the hydraulic system, if we don't blow out another hose, the hydraulic system should work. And if that's the case, then I can pull this out of here tomorrow and get this mess cleaned up, because it is wrecked in here. This machine is just very difficult. We love you, Miss Case Machine, but you high maintenance. You're high maintenance. That machine was neglected for many years, so it needed a lot of deferred maintenance caught up on. The people who worked on it, they were in a big hurry, and they were haphazard about how they did their work, and it shows. D-Man says, I saw the video. It was a short video, if anybody's curious, of the huge box of crap you got out of the bottom of it. Yeah, the bilge was full of oil-soaked leaves, because it leaks oil constantly when you're running it. Even when you're not running it, leaks oil. And then the leaves collect because it doesn't sit in. We don't have any place to store it indoors, so it sits outside in the yard, which I really would not like. I mean, I paid more for this machine than I paid for my car. So I really would like for it to be undercover, but right now the Bronco 2 is in the shed where this machine should be. I really need to get the Bronco 2, which the Bronco 2 is next in line. I didn't want to bring the Bronco 2 in here because I thought the Bronco 2 would take too long to get to run. But now that I've been working on this, I wonder if maybe the Bronco 2 would have been quicker. And that box is sitting over there. And you know how when you put like something damp or oily in a box, the oil sort of soaks the box? It's soaked 2/3 of the way up. It's really here. I'll show you. The box is, if you could see it over there by the door. See how the oil is soaked like way up the sides of the box? It's over by the garbage can over there. It's real bad. It's real bad. Oh, what did I do? Oh, he's gonna be so mad at me. I messed up his camera. He hates when I move the camera. Keep him. High maintenance. That man is high maintenance. I hope he's feeling okay. Sometimes his tummy gets upset. That's close enough. You guys are okay. Make a plywood cover over the top of it and put a tarp over that. You know what? We have rollover protection for this machine that we need to install now that it's running properly, because I didn't put it on because the hydraulics weren't working right, and I always knew I was going to dig back in. Does that Bronco 2 have the 4-liter V6 or the inliner? It actually has a 2.9-liter V6. I have a rollover frame for the front of it, and I need to make rails and put like a tin roof on it or some screening or something on it. It absolutely does need it. It needs it terribly. Did a Bronco 2 ever have a 4-liter V6? No, that was the Explorers. It was 2.9s. The Bronco 2s and the Ford Rangers had the 2.9s, and then they had a 3-liter that was a completely different engine, and then the Explorer came out with a 4-liter. But the 4-liter was like a next version of the 2.9-liter, and the 3-liter is its own thing. Like you can't put a 4-liter, you can't interchange a 3 and a 4-liter engine, but you can interchange the 2.9 and the 4. So you can actually take the 4-liter engine out of an Explorer and put it into a Bronco 2. It will bolt in, as far as I know. Don't quote me on that necessarily, but do your research. Dr. Go says, I am starting research on where to get replacement AC hoses. Someone said they don't make seals for the 1981 Mopar compressor, so I'm trying to find some or get a reman compressor. Mine leaks. Ooh, which compressor is it? I know we finally found a shop that will make AC lines for us. And when you have AC lines made, make sure they're using AC hose, because if they use, well, supposedly, if they use hydraulic hose, no, we're good. He's at the house. We won't need anything down here. We're just gonna start this machine, check for leaks, shut it down, and then we'll probably be done for the night. So we're not going to be here much longer. I'm looking for a shop. That might be the way to go, because they have the supplies. If you can find a decent automotive AC shop near you. We were surprised. We were into it for $700, and we did everything ourselves. And yeah, I have a compressor. I have a York compressor that we didn't use. It's brand new, I don't know if it's new or remanufactured. Hey, thanks, Trey. I got good energy. I try and be in a good mood. It's late. I'm a little worn out, but I'm trying to be perky. Some days I work too hard and then I'm grouchy. But you guys deserve, like some people would say, like I'm performing, but you guys deserve the best energy I can bring. So that's my intention. Raw Dog wants some fun. A ham sandwich. I had a sandwich. If you weren't here when I came in, I was eating a sandwich. Yeah, I'll have carbo loaded or whatever it is when you overcarbed yourself earlier and crashed out, but came back. I'll be excited to get the Bronco 2 back in here. I made a custom manifold for it, and it loops over to drops down so that it for hood clearance, and I've got a Holley carburetor on it, and I made a custom distributor so I can ripped all the electronics off of it. It should be very simplistic, and I'm very hopeful it will run. I know it's a good motor. It ran good. It didn't overheat in the Ford Ranger that I took it out of, and that Ranger, we used the rear end out of it for my Dart, and the transmission was messed up. So, but I did drive the truck and ran it, and it didn't leak or have any problems when it was in the truck. So I know it's a good motor, and I just want to see if I can get it going. Stray Bullet, he's making you a sandwich. He's going to wrap it up. We'll pack it in dry ice and ship it to your door. We just want 20 points. 25 points for a ham sandwich.
What?
Yep.
I don't have any points, and I want a ham sandwich.
Dr. Go says, I'm sure a full AC repair is pricey, but 2,000-mile hot road trips are not fun. Made 3 trips like that when it was in the 90s and high humidity and pouring rain, so can't put the windows down, sweatbox. Dr. Go, that is exactly why we invested the time and energy into his AC. Because it's like in the south, well, anytime in the summer, if you want to use it for a daily driver, AC is like really a thing. It's a thing. Maybe we're getting soft in our old age, but
Jeez. A lot of crap on the floor. Oh.
Here, trade me seats. I'm going to fire this up.
I just got set down.
Well, actually, instead of firing this up, or instead of trading seats.
Well, I want to trade. I don't like this seat anyway.
Well, we're not even going to do that. We're going to go over to the other camera. Other camera. You guys can see yourselves.
Because I dragged this up. I'm tripping over all kinds of crap. Again, this project like this, you end up with so much stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
JP's Tabernacle. Oh, God, I remember my buddy had a Ford. Is that somebody who came in since I was gone?
There's some people, yeah, new people.
Oh, that's good. JP.
Hanging out, visiting in.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Buffed Out Campo, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I had to take a break for a couple minutes.
I'm sorry. Here, you can go back to you for a minute. I'm going to record what's going on here.
No, not November. Yeah, that's what NNN is on before. It was No Name Nationals. Okay, what are you doing here? Oh, we're dual camming it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try to get...
Okay. So,
I got to move this
we
camera.
fixed this by putting in this little splice with this T. This is going to override pressure. We flared our little connection down there, so this hose we should get flow. This will relieve air. This is the main return from the whole site. And then I've got a valve that we can shut off to isolate the tank. You can see it's dark. Got fluid in it right now, so we'll open this up. It's going to drain back and purge out some air. That ought to be good. And this line will purge the air out. It'll make pressure through the filter a little bit. I know that we probably need a little bit of a little more oil in the tank, so I'll do that. We've got the floor cleaned up a little bit from the major spill. All of that came out of the leak, and that old box is all the junk that was in it. But anyways, yeah, I will be ready to start it here. He's entertaining the live stream. We're gonna give it another start here in just a minute.
Oh, I see. You're making a video while I'm doing a video.
Yeah. We're dual purposing. Say hello to the live stream. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, this is what it looks like on this end.
Yeah, having a great time. Okay.
You know what? I missed putting my short up too. It's after.
Oh,
I always put a short up at midnight.
I thought maybe that was what you were doing.
No, I had to go. I had an emergency. Other times you just got to take breaks.
Sometimes you just gotta take a break.
A particular day, it doesn't even have to be planned. Trey J, I'm from Florida. No idea what a Hulk was. Oh,
Oh, he asked earlier what a Hulk was, and I told him.
stuff ran to the border.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Something along those lines.
Very good. My Ranger is from Adelaide. Dean Stevenson says Mazda. Yeah, I had a Mazda that got ruined. Been almost a year ago. The day after No Name Nationals.
Well, on the way home from...
No way home from No Name Nationals.
Okay, I put some oil in there.
Got oil in there.
Are you guys ready?
And you got gas in the tank?
I filled.
Okay, so you want me to stand by with a fire bottle or anything?
No, we just gotta keep an eye out for see if there's anything crazy.
Can I reach the fire extinguisher if I have to? I don't even know where it is. Where's the fire extinguisher, Kim?
Well, I don't know. Let's find it.
Yeah, have it. I don't see it.
Okay, I'll find it.
Okay.
Here's the non-burning
That's
one.
the one I want.
Okay.
The non-burning one?
The non-burning one.
The fire extinguishers like that. They're non-burning.
Twins.
These are pretty cool. This is just an aerosol can of some kind of stuff, and it puts fires out.
Okay, we got to start the checklist. Are you ready for me to start the checklist or no?
I don't know. All my Mazdas rot out. Mine does not because it lived in Arizona most of its life, and then it lived here in Tennessee where snot rust isn't a problem.
Okay, I need an affirmative or a non.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like talking here. Okay.
Do you want me to wait? Or
no, you want me to pay attention to you because I need to do that because we're working in the shop. So what's next? You're saying, do I need a...
Are you ready for me to start the checklist so we can start this?
Yeah. Do
All right, everybody's ready. Okay. I want you to be up here so you can, if anything happens, you can shout, stop.
Like I did last night.
Yeah. And then you can, how do you feel? You think this is going to be the successful start?
I had no idea. I don't want to predict because I know what happens.
Okay.
Stuff always happens.
All right. So the throttle is set open.
I'm not going to say, do we have a wheel chuck between the, is there a wheel chuck between the tires?
There's a wheel chuck, but it's not in the right place. It's in the right place
All right.
now. We got the fuel on. We got there's a gas gauge here thing. I'm going to cut this part out. Okay. You get to hold this while I do the final start.
Cameration.
Yeah, because I need all my fingers this time during this point. Because I need to operate the...
All right. We have filled the shop with exhaust.
Lovely.
Well, no, nothing sprayed. Here, take this camera so I can get back to the chat.
Okay.
But there was no oil going anywhere.
No oil going anywhere. That's good.
Well, not going anywhere. It wasn't supposed to be going.
This,
That was very loud in here, and I'm sure it cut the mic off. So.
This is slipping because it's not... I didn't like it. So that's... But no leakage. We're getting bubbles out of it. The system is still purging. See all that air that's purging out of the system. So.
JP says VW diesels were plentiful in Canada. I'm not much on diesels. I guess just because I don't ever use them. I'd never trust a VW. You know what's fun are the Myers-Manx dune buggies. Man, I like those things. Yep, did cut the mic. Yeah, I figure it would. Because when you run the grinder or anything that makes any noise, or like a Sawzall or something, man, it cuts the mic right off. So I figured that thing's like, it's like an uncorked small block Chevy in here.
It's loud.
It's loud. What? You looking at me again?
That's it for now. Say goodnight.
Good night. There. I said good night to her camera. Ray J. Best VW is an Audi R8 and the 3.0 V6 where there's enough room to work on. You know what? I've never owned a German car. I owned a car with a German engine in it one time. And it was 79, man, it was almost new too. It was a 79 Dodge Omni, and it had a 1.7 Volkswagen engine. But it was everything on the outside was Chrysler, but the engine block and head was Volkswagen. That's the only thing I've had that's European. Oh, other than the Spitfire we have now, but we've never driven it.
I would prefer
Was
that you
Tim
don't
taken off?
see how this is dented. I would prefer that you don't leave tall.
I know. I put it where I could reach it. I forgot about it, but I want it where I could reach it.
Good job.
If we had a fire. The Omnis had VW engines. The first 2 years, they had a 1.7 Volkswagen, and they had an optional engine that was a 2.2 Chrysler, I think. But the very first ones were all, I think, were the 1.7. It was a Sirocco engine. And I don't know, that's what mine had. Had that in a 4-speed. Almost none of them had 4-speeds. They had automatics. So I had it for a while. And then there was divorce, and then it went away. You know how those things are. Okay, let's see here. Barrow says, while it's running, work the hydraulics, and as long as it's not cavitating, it'll work those little air bubbles out, vent cap on the tank.
Yeah, it was doing that, but they couldn't hear.
Well, and it was just that, and it just place just filled with exhaust in no time.
There was no point in running it anymore because the primary pump, the one that starts the whole cycle, I did not tighten that belt. The secondary pumps, they have a lever, but the primary one, it's like a power steering pump almost. You tighten it up and fold it down. And it wasn't tight, so it was slipping and bouncing and stopping. You could see the pump stopping when you put pressure against it. So I shut the engine down so I can tighten that up. But I'm going to be done because we're going to get smoked out of here.
We're going to get gassed in here.
Yeah.
Something JP says, 80 Chargers and Turismos had the 2.2 Mitsubishis. I think the 2.2 was a Chrysler engine, wasn't it? The 2.6 was a Mitsubishi. Because I remember a bunch of those vans having 2.2s and 2.6s. And the 2.6s were the silence. They had another shaft in their run. That was a Mitsubishi engine. I didn't think the 2.2 was made by Mitsubishi. But I really don't know now that I think about it.
I'm going to wash my hands.
Wash.
Wash my hands.
Is that what they say in Pennsylvania? She's from Pittsburgh. Wash.
Wash. Don't make fun of my accent.
Don't make fun of her accent.
Wash my hands.
I swear my friend says the first gen V10 that rebuilt a tram.
Why is that camera so crooked? That was me, sorry.
Oh, you made the camera crooked. You knocked it silly.
I didn't mean to make it that crooked. I didn't realize. Oh man, my eyes are burning.
Like this camera, it's so hard to manipulate it. There. Let's see here. You're honestly more of a front engine guy. Yeah, everything I've ever had's been front engine except I think everything's been front engine. Of course, the Corvettes were called mid front engine because the engine was back so far from the front suspension. So I guess I've had mid front engine, still front engine car. There are some K cars with the 2.6 Hemi badges on the fenders. There you go. You can't brake stand rear engine. Can't brake stand rear engine cars, and I have an issue where I have to brake stand disrespectfully at least once a week. Can't brake stand. What is brake stand? Like a stoppie? Opposite of a wheelie? Barrow says Warsh is what we say in Idaho as well.
Good. See? You got
You probably have a neighbor from Pennsylvania that taught you how to say that. Well, you know what? I knew guys from West Virginia, and they lived right in that area, West Virginia, where it comes together with Ohio and Pennsylvania. That spot right there. And they were friends, a couple of guys in the Air Force, and they always used to say Warsh. And we kind of laughed at them. JP says had far too many cars. Yeah. Washington. Yeah, that's why Josh says 2.2s were Chrysler. That's what I thought. 2.2 and 2.5 were Chrysler. Yeah, and then the 2.6 was the Mitsubishi.
We did say Washington. Washington, D.C.
Washington.
Washington, D.C.
Barry Kuda says, does Kim prefer Tennessee to Pennsylvania? There's probably good and bad in every place. I'm sure she likes the shorter, not so cold winters.
I do prefer. Yeah.
And I think she likes not working under her shop was a big, like a 6 or 8 lane wide freeway overpass, and she'd work under there. And then the police would tell her she had to leave, you know. So here she can work in this yard, and we don't have that problem.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss it, but I don't. I prefer Tennessee because of I like it here. I don't know. I haven't been too many places to say I prefer, but I do. There's definitely advantages to being here. I like it. And it was time to go. Pennsylvania was, I needed a break from the winters are extreme in Pittsburgh. And I know it's worse in some places. You don't have to tell. I know it's worse. See, Tennessee is a free state in terms of some
things, yeah, but there's other things that are bad.
Yeah, I mean, and the taxes here are really high. And
you think the taxes here are high?
They are. The tax rate here is like 2% higher.
What tax rate?
Sales tax here.
Oh, sales tax here is
really high.
Yeah, but the property tax is fairly low, and we have no income tax, no state income tax.
The price of registration, automotive registration, is kind of high here, but then again, it's high in Pennsylvania. It's pretty high.
See, I got used to California and Arizona, so I thought it was low here.
Right. So it could be worse. It could be better.
My father, the last car he bought, I think he had to finance the license plate. It was like over $1,000, you know.
I gotta say, I didn't feel unsafe in Pittsburgh, but in Clarksville, there are a lot of ex-military, and you will not try it here. Like, it will not happen in anyone's backyard here. There are people here who have guns, and if you mess around, you will find out. Like, everyone here is on good behavior. The crime rate here, I'll bet, is incredibly low. It might be the lowest in the nation because, like, you're just not doing anything.
Well, Arizona's like that. Everybody's packing.
Yeah, like, don't even think about it. There's trained ex-military and active military everywhere you go. You know what I mean? Like, there ain't no trouble at Walmart because somebody will grab you and be like, look, stop right now. And if you don't, there's 4 guys who will put you down. They don't have to call the police. There's a bunch of people.
Get the guy off the floor.
There's a bunch of other customers. The only reason they call the police is to put you into custody. It's very, very safe here. I feel like I can go anywhere at any time of day and just there's nothing bad going on, and I'm sure there is, but like I feel very safe here. And I've heard, what is it, is it Knoxville or Memphis?
Oh, Memphis is bad.
There's a lot of crime.
Yeah, yeah, Memphis is horrible.
Yep. I won a lawsuit for being wrongfully arrested. I wouldn't have to want to be in that situation where I had to prove that I was wrongfully arrested. I'm glad that you.
Yeah, if you were to put the whole state together and say that about Tennessee, Memphis would probably drag it the other direction.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know Clarksville is a really nice town.
Well, Clarksville's great because it's military and there's college here and there's, college is a big university here.
It's high class, but the taxes reflect that.
But but there's no income tax, so that's always nice. When I was in Maryland, the income tax was crazy high. It's like California, not quite that bad, but almost. And Ohio, there was income tax. Arizona, there was income tax, but they weren't real high. I came here, no income tax, pretty good.
But I don't know that the nightlife here is anything like reflective like what you would go to Nashville for. There's all kind of nightlife and part. I think you have to go to Nashville if you want, but we're not that far from Nashville. So if you like that sort of thing, it's a nice place here. Pittsburgh, though, I had so many friends and there was so much cool stuff going on. I missed that part of it. I missed my friend circle, and I was an entertainer in Pittsburgh, and so I got to.
Of course, there's federal income tax, Mark. Yeah, we still have federal income tax.
Federal is everywhere.
Dr. Go, Austin P State University. Yep, that's right here. There's
it every day.
There's also another college. What is it? Something from Nashville, but there's some buildings here that are also that one too.
Oh yeah, there's a big college in Nashville.
I lived in San Luis Obispo, California. Oh, and when I was in the military, it was 10 years. I was at Solano County, which is Travis Air Force Base, which is up near. If you know California very well, we're about 40 miles east of San Francisco. So I spent almost as much time there. But once I was in the military, I was pretty much moving around. Brother Trey Jason, my brother and I grew up in Argentina. I know a thing or two about corruption. Yeah. The Barrows, Oregon has no sales tax, but they make it up by slaughtering you on property tax. Yeah, property tax here isn't as high as like California. I don't know how people can even live there, with the property tax. They got to make a huge amount of money, I guess. But here, yeah, I can even afford. I'm on Social Security. I can afford it. I don't like it, but I can pay the property tax.
Straight bullet. They will never begin making much steel again in Pittsburgh. All the infrastructure for the steel mills is gone. There is a steel mill in Braddock, and there's some steel mills up the river a ways, but the mines where they got the ores and the limestone to run the steel mills like they did back in the old days, that's all been closed for so long that it will never reopen. Like, it's just not ever coming back. It's not likely. I could be wrong, but it died.
New Hampshire is high property tax.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't know that yet because I've been in New Hampshire and they were calling Massachusetts Taxachusetts. So I guess that's just because of the sales tax. $10K a year. $10K a year for I don't know what size piece of property that is. Eastern Oregon, Mexico. I like I did before. Car registration is cheap. Yeah, I don't know about Oregon with the car registration. I've worked in Oregon, but I've always been there temporary. So ask Kim about the underground mine fires in PA burning since the mid-70s. What is that?
Oh yeah, if you light a coal mine on fire, the walls burn.
Can't they get that out?
How? Do you know what temperature?
Push some down in there that's not oxygen, like they put a ship fire out.
it just smolders. It smolders between the
man.
layers, and so that's what they do. They bury the entrances so that oxygen can't get in there, and then just smolders. Since the 1970s, it just keeps going.
Well, I remember just before I moved to Ohio, I was there. The Cuyahoga River caught on fire. That's because all the pollution, all the oil and everything in the river caught on fire. That's bad. And now it's pretty nice.
We need Pittsburgh steel. Steel's not coming back. The industry part of Pittsburgh died in the 1970s. Do you know how much atrophy it has to overcome to bring that back?
They opened up Sharon Steel when I was there in the 1990s, and it didn't stay open.
I mean, I don't know if you need steel to make Pittsburgh great again. There can be other industries that do well there. The tech industry has a lot of, because the University of Pittsburgh is it's a very good institution, and they have a lot of robotics and computer science people that come out of there. A lot of really good medical stuff comes out of Pittsburgh, and I don't know. Let's hope that's enough. I don't know what else there will come, but the steel, I don't think steel's ever going to pull Pittsburgh out of the Rust Belt.
Okay. They're talking about what the prefix is on the license plate, 4B. That's how, when I lived in South Dakota, that's how it was the beginning of the license plate to tell you where you're from. But here it's not like that.
D-Man says the Centralia mine fire is a coal seam fire that has been burning in the labyrinth of abandoned coal mines underneath the borough of Centralia, Pennsylvania since at least 1962. And it's like an abandoned town, and the fire is burning under the ground, and there's nobody to put it out. It's like those big oil derricks that sit out in Gulf of Mexico, and nobody wants to take responsibility for them because it's just a huge, huge undertaking to do anything with them. But much bigger, much bigger. I mean, eventually it'll burn itself out, right? Maybe.
Where do we make our steel then? Well, I think most of it right now is coming from China.
Yeah, it's overseas.
Terrible. Although I can still get aluminum from the U.S.
Yeah, Alcoa makes aluminum, and they're in Pittsburgh. They make some steel in Pittsburgh, and Braddock Steel does make some steel, but
well, anyway, I think we were going to cut it off after 2 hours, and we're at 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Oh.
So I think we need to promote our Saturday night. We're going to do a Saturday Night Live.
No politics, Mexicans back.
Hope for what?
You want to tentatively? We might still stream on Saturday.
You want to tentatively stream on Saturday? If we're not here on Saturday, this is what we're going to do. We'll be here Tuesday night at 7 Central Time, Central U.S. time. So the rest of you can do the math and figure out what time that is. But we'll be Tuesday night for sure. We'll be doing our in the studio stuff with a green screen behind us and show everybody's pictures and everything. And we'll have an email address to send the pictures to, so we could do that right when.
You can do it anytime during the week or during the show.
Yep.
You can send emails in regard to performance car stuff.
Parts or something, yeah.
Performance parts for cars, if you want to talk about that stuff.
So, for now, we got to go. And I'm not supposed to use this hand because I'll whack Kim in the face. So, okay.
Good night, everybody. Thanks, our moderators, for being here.